welcome back to the final debrief. Benny's debrief.
Hopefully.
What Benny's been doing.
Maybe.
This turns into a two-parter. No. We'll see. But I doubt it. So, going a little bit back in time here.
Back in time.
We'll go back to the future after that.
Okay.
So, this is sort of just a summary of what you did before you guys met at the Pemberton estate to go into Shade's Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that time, you said you want to do some mental relaxation. Did you want to go and get psychiatric help, or do you want to just?
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Okay, psychiatric help. Okay, are you going to?
I'm going to Dr. Gray.
You're going to Dr. Gray. All right, and I forget. Did you heard this?
No,
you haven't heard.
I wasn't present for that.
Oh boy, man. So I think once you guys meet together again, I'm gonna suggest you all pool information. That way we can just be on an even playing field and be like, yo, you guys all know the same things, so we can get things moving forward and have you guys solve stuff.
So after you spent the week just conversing with Dr. Gray, let me tell you about what a shitbag he is.
So yeah, you go to Dr. Gray, and he does know a psychiatrist or two that can kind of hopefully help you get back into a better mental state. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll. Of course, you're also building the gate with Andre. That's already done, so we won't really cover the whole process of getting it completed. But that's another thing you're doing in the background.
Yeah.
Is that when you're not resting, relaxing, and then also trying to manage the farm.
We're leaving that to Mr. White for a bit.
Okay. Mr. White is your
Butler.
Right?
Okay.
I thought it was right.
Mr. You're right. It is Mr. Right.
Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Wright.
I was really confused for a
it's
split
right.
second.
It is Mr. Right.
Okay. Turns out it's actually just a game of
Clue, that's what I was thinking.
But it's Mr.
Which
Right.
one's Colonel Mustard?
That was a little bit.
But that's what I'm doing.
Dr. Gray is Professor Plum.
I'm doing those three things.
Okay. So, first off, essentially what I'm going to do is we'll say that each week you can do a thing, right? Just to, cover the time span of a month. One of those weeks is already dedicated to building the gate.
Mm-hmm. So I have 3. I have 4 weeks.
Yeah. So one of those weeks is already dedicated.
Yeah.
You are going to spend one of those weeks. Now that's not all all at once.
Yeah.
It's over the course of the month, but about a week of that month is spent.
1 week
on the gate.
is dedicated to showing myself around the farm or the estate.
Okay. So trying to get affairs back in order a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. And then 2 weeks. Okay. So essentially,
Relaxing.
that first week, or not first week, but that first little section, working on getting the farm's estate back in order, I'm actually going to have you roll. Isn't there an accounting skill? Isn't that a thing? I'm pretty sure there's an accounting skill.
There's an accounting skill.
Yeah, so you're going to get to roll that one
Oh God.
to see how well you can manage the funds. It's a 35.
Do I get a
No, yeah, 35.
Do I get a boost since I have a week to do it?
No.
Damn it.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Is that a fail?
100%. It is a 5
Oh.
base. Yeah.
5 base. So yeah, you're really not good with numbers.
I didn't go.
Leviticus did try and teach you the business, but you never had any interest in it. And as a result, when the business is left to you, yeah, you didn't really learn much in the way of numbers since you sort of left home early. And because of that, when you actually get the family farm and you're trying to kind of balance the books, you are basically just thrown to the wolves there. You don't really know what you need to be doing as far as keeping things balanced. And it doesn't help the fact that the farm's failing. Things are...
Even I noticed that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because, you have money, right? Like, you personally have money, but you're not really making much of an income. Like, the money you have is the money that you took with you when you left, for the most part. You didn't build up your own fortune, right?
Yeah.
You kind of had that.
We may
had that daddy's money.
Technically, sister's money. Technically. But, yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. So, because of that, now that the primary source of the family income is gone, you're paying all the bills out of pocket.
This isn't good.
So you did take a bit of a credit bump when you got this, but you're basically like, until you can get things running again, you're going to either have to sell this place and not have to worry about.
Do I have an idea of how much money it would take to clear the debt?
To clear the debt. Well, that's a tough one because you're not technically in debt, but you're also not making any money, right? So you're slowly just losing the amount of money that you had saved up.
We're bleeding out.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's strange because essentially the reason, part of the reason is because the farm hasn't been kept up. It seems like Leviticus in his failing health wasn't able to manage things properly and keep everything going smoothly. But also from just talking with the people, basically having talked to the people under your employee, there are not that many left. It seems like Leviticus had been slowly letting them go as he was realizing more and more that he wasn't really able to pay them and not bleed out even faster. So the people that you've talked to, though, say that for the past at least close to 10 years, this farm has been having awful luck. The crops are almost always, if they don't completely just die, they are nowhere near what they expect when they first planted. So there have been a couple of harvests that just all of them have rotted as they were basically being stored. So it's been failing for a while, and it seems like there are multiple reasons for it. You're not really sure what might be causing the blight, but that's
okay.
So that's what you get for your one accounting roll.
Yeah. Great.
You're not really able to stop the bleeding.
Yeah. Okay, got
so
you.
to speak. Also, since you have 2 more weeks, one of those spent with Andre.
No, I have 3.
No, 2. One of those is spent with Andre. One is spent working on the farm.
And 2 more weeks.
No, you've got a month until we get back into
Yes.
normal time.
Okay.
One of those is spent with Andre.
Yes.
One of them you're doing with accounting.
Yes.
You could actually spend another one if you want to take a little more time to balance the books, and I'll actually give you a boost.
Sand is more important to me.
Okay, so you're going to work on your sanity.
Yes.
So I'm going to either let you roll 2 separate rolls or 1 roll with boost. That's up to you. And this is a sanity. Ooh.
I guess 2 separate rolls.
Okay. Okay. So spending the first week with one of Dr. Gray's recommended psychiatrists, essentially he just talks to you about your recent past, and Dr. Gray tells you that you can be open with this guy, like he is in the know. So
bro, the world is ending. Wink. Do I get any sand back?
Yes. Roll a 1d10
Please.
plus 2.
Plus a fucking 10, please. 6. Yeah. Not very good. Not all that well. And I get another roll, correct?
Yes. This is a sanity roll with your updated sanity. 99.
No.
I believe that actually is in because 99 and 100 I believe are both fumbles.
A 100 is a fumble.
I believe it's 99 and 100.
Can I push it?
Ooh, if you'd like. If you'd like, you can.
Look, see if it's a fumble first.
All right.
I think it's just 100's a fumble. Because guns help no.
If a 1 is considered a crit, I think only 100 should be considered a fumble.
Do you want to homebrew it? We'll say it's a rough fail.
Okay. As soon as I fucking hit the open button, you. But so I don't fumble.
Yes.
Thank God.
But in the time between essentially you working on the farm's accounts and everything, you take a week to get back some sanity points.
Not nearly enough.
Spend some time talking to that psychiatrist, and when you go back after having worked on the books a little bit, he is away, so you end up with a different psychiatrist whose methods are far more brutal, and he gives you some electroshock therapy. You take, we'll call it a 1d4.
I hate you.
Oof. Could have been a 4. Not the worst. Definitely not the best.
Got 3 sanity back from all of this.
You'll have a chance to get some more back. So that pretty much covers what you've done in the previous month. You spent a little bit of time trying to balance the books, and most of the time you spent recovering, or trying to recover, a little bit of sanity. With mixed results. And we'll pick back up after having that argument with Aaron. After that point, if you remember recent events, you had seen the ground kind of tremble around where Leviticus was buried. You heard a strange noise, and it seemed like everyone kind of heard that. Not long after the rest of your friends depart, the only people left at the estate are Shay, Aaron, yourself, and Darlene. So...
Mr. Wright?
Oh, yeah, him as well. And talking about, people that...
People that matter is what...
Not
Mr.
necessarily
Wright
people that matter, but people that, like...
He could be the Alfred to my Batman. You don't know that yet. Okay.
Actually, there's a question. Did you know Mr. Wright before you left? Like, is he a new hire?
No.
No? Okay.
He's been in the...
Of course, you've been gone for at least a couple of years. How long have you been gone away from the family estate?
8.
8 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, like, you two have kind of this... I don't know if you were ever close friends. That's kind of up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But there is kind of a...
It was a rapscallion.
So, yeah, he probably viewed you as, like, someone to try and, like, keep up with and make sure that you're not into any nonsense. So, I wouldn't say you were necessarily friends. But when you come back, things are a little bit awkward between you because you're now his boss. And, he kind of views you as the kid that he would have to clean up after most of the time. So...
Well, the times have changed.
Yeah, times have changed. And, he seems a little weirded out by that one. Aside from that, bit of family history really quickly, just to... I know I mentioned this to you beforehand, but just a few things like memories that you're having coming back to you from having lived here and kind of like Just remembering things that you had pretty much put aside. There was a bad year, the year that your mother died. In that same year, several of the people under Leviticus's employee also disappeared. Douglas died, and a entire litter of puppies that you had, like your dog had a litter of puppies, they all died as well. So just like in that 1 year, it seemed like death was haunting the estate. And you sort of remember that as you pass by the impromptu grave. I believe you buried him next to your mother?
Yeah, there's like a family cemetery.
Yeah. So you buried him there fairly unceremoniously.
Yeah.
I believe there's also probably maybe even like a little, not necessarily a crypt, right? But like just a little monument space that you can walk into with like a gate. It doesn't have like a proper door, but it has like one of those wrought iron gates, the bars. And it doesn't have like any remains inside of it, but it just has, it's like a place to, has like a little memorial and things like that. A place to like put flowers.
Pay your respects.
Yeah, pay respects. So you have that because this is very much a very fancy house. So how many rooms would you say it has?
Like bedrooms?
Yeah.
Maybe like 7.
7. So it's a fairly, it's like a small mansion.
Yeah,
essentially.
like 7 or 8.
Yeah, it's not like ridiculously big, but it's still pretty big.
Then like like a study and like a big
Yeah.
So.
Like 12 bathrooms.
Yeah. Everyone gets a bathroom.
Everyone gets 2 bathrooms.
But I want to ask Mr. Wright's opinion on what we should do about the farm or estate, whatever we're calling it, plantation technically.
All right. So really quickly, because Mr. Wright is definitely someone that you created. So like, tell me a little bit about him.
He's just an old, he's maybe like in his like late 60s.
Late 60s.
Yeah. He was a new hire for Granddad.
Okay.
Yeah. So
he's been on the estate pretty much.
Yeah.
His entire life to a point.
Yeah.
Most of his life he's spent on the estate.
Yeah.
He's probably never really had a hand in running the place, but I think because he's lived here and, been on the estate his entire life, he probably has a good idea of how to run things. He just hasn't
he's like
been there.
The right-hand man, you know what I'm saying? Like there's the person who actually owns the estate, and then he's like the boss of everyone else.
Yeah. Okay.
By now.
All right.
He worked his way up.
Yeah. So, and we'll say that this takes place the night that you had the argument with Aaron. So later that night, you kind of like poring over the books, trying to figure out how you can pull this place back from the inevitable bankruptcy that you see looming ahead. And actually just going to roll really quickly to see his accounting, which I think he has some points in. All right. Okay.
I like that number.
58 is reasonable.
Yeah.
58's reasonable. So he taps his chin, considering, and says, "Well, sir, I believe maybe if you were to take a different focus, clearly crops are not doing well. Leviticus, I tried to tell him that perhaps he should take the dwindling funds and invests elsewhere. However, he was preoccupied and did not take my advice.
And what would you suggest we invest in?
He considers me. He says, something you have a particular interest in, perhaps, that you think might be profitable. Sell off parcels of land that we aren't using. Keep the estate, but sell off the farmland. The reason you should invest in something you're interested in is because then you'll have a drive to see it further.
Well, I have some money in railroad bonds. Would that keep us afloat for a while?
He looks. He essentially looks over all the the funds that you have and the funds that the estate has, and judges that you probably can keep afloat for about a year. Before things start getting really bad. Essentially, the way he's looking at it right now is like there are. Well, what time of year is it? It's
February.
Yeah. So there's probably nothing. There might be something being planted.
Yeah.
It's Knoxville, so
yeah.
February is like kind of cold, but so they're probably just starting to get things running. But he basically tells you outright that he doesn't expect, even if they get things planted the way things have been going, the land has turned bad, and that's the underlying cause. Is like they can't make money off the thing that used to make them money.
So I should sell the land and invest in something else.
Precisely.
Well,
of course, I'm not telling you how to run your estate. I'm just giving you my advice. What I would do if I were in your position.
You have lived here a lot longer than I have. The way I see it, it is both of our estates. My name's on the front door, but
I'm flattered.
You live here too.
No, he seems genuinely flattered by that. So, is there anything else you want to discuss with him?
Just talk and ask for ideas of what we could do.
Okay, so yeah, you two basically
in the coming future.
Yeah, the two of you spend some time just kind of workshopping ideas. He gets you to tell him what you're interested in and kind of gives his opinion on how profitable he think it might be. Sadly, Benny's interests are they're not exactly the sort of thing that you can guarantee a lot of money.
Profitable.
Yeah, so really the only one that he suggests that has any viability as something you could possibly make a business out of is your own magic props line. Designing or having someone design for you magic props, essentially selling those and making kind of a business out of that. That's the only thing he suggests that has any real combines your interests, and also we could maybe make some money there. Of course, there are a couple of hurdles. You yourself are more into card tricks than magic props.
Yeah.
You have kind of a vague interest in them, but your specialties definitely.
I can do them.
You can definitely do them, in fact. At least, probably in your opinion, magic props are almost to a point cheating because they rely a little bit less on sleight of hand, a little bit more on mechanical construction and invention.
I'm an actual magician.
You're gonna piss a lot of people off. They're definitely like it takes someone very clever to design a good magic prop, but the use of the magic prop is generally less skill based than.
So I think I have a plan. I think I have my plan in action.
So that's what you spend the first night doing.
Just workshopping.
Just workshopping with Mr. Wright. And that night, kind of a strange question, but where do you sleep?
I'm probably.
I mean, this is probably where you've been sleeping the entire time. Just
probably like I moved all of my stuff into the master bedroom where Leviticus has been, and I'm letting like Shay or whoever use my old one.
Okay. Just a note. You see Shay and Aaron at dinner time, but they keep their distance.
Not talking to me.
Yeah, they're not talking to you. If you choose, essentially, it's the case where like if you eat in the dining room, that they take their food elsewhere.
Gotcha.
Darlene probably doesn't care. I don't know if Darlene would eat with you or go eat with them.
She might feel bad. She'll bounce back and forth.
Okay.
I have Mr. Wright. That's all I need right now.
She feels bad.
I mean, Mr. Wright is kind of serving the food, though.
This is true.
Take a seat, Mr. Wright.
But okay, I have a plan.
So that first night, or I keep saying that first night, but the first night we're getting back to.
Yeah.
You're laying in bed, kind of feeling restless. It's hard to sleep. You have a lot weighing on your mind. I believe you're still suffering from indefinite insanity. No, you're not. When did we clear that up?
We cleared that up during the time skip and when I came back.
Yes. Okay.
During that week, during that month, I kind of.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you are still you've been having nightmares lately.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately.
Weird thoughts.
I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts.
And actually, there is one thing that's been going on and getting steadily more severe over the past month or so. It started the first night that you killed Leviticus. And that is fragments of memory that you don't remember. Fragments of memory that are not your own. Pretty much all of them are very, very minor, like just almost like the brief memory of a smell, or where was I? I forget.
They were ignoring me.
Yes.
Everyone was ignoring me.
Right,
I was getting memories that weren't mine.
Yeah, that was it. So the memories are at first just sort of fragments. The memory of a smell, the memory of just like the sun on your face, but you recognize these memories as not your own, simply because when you remember them, you also get a strange feeling like you're not yourself, and it's very similar to the feeling that you have when you are in Leviticus's body.
I was just coming to that conclusion. I was like, wait a second.
So these memories are growing stronger and stronger over that month. And that night, as you're lying in bed, just trying to sleep, trying to quiet your just rapidly deteriorating mind, you kind of roll over, and there's a brief moment where you see another figure just sort of like under the covers. You can see just like essentially just like the top of their head, hair, sleeping figure, and You recognize it as your mother, and then the memory is gone. Yeah. It's like...
All right, Marty McFly.
I'm going to go. Oh no. I'm getting his memories.
Oh no.
Go back. Conception.
But I'm going to get up and go get some water.
Okay.
And just splash my face.
Okay, so yeah, you get up, you go downstairs, you splash your face, and as you're splashing your face, the phone begins to ring.
What time is it?
It is probably around midnight.
I guess I'm going to answer it.
Okay. You answer the phone, and you hear a voice say, Leviticus Pemberton?
No, this is his son's. Oh. Oh. Damn. Is there like a redial button?
No, so there's just a sharp click on the other end, and you're left there holding the phone, just the dial tone going off.
Is there a dial tone?
I don't know. Is there a dial tone? Do we need to look up if there's dial tones in the 1920s?
The operator.
Is
The
Mr.
operator.
Is
Sorry.
Mr.
your potty is disconnected.
Is Mr. Wright still awake?
Probably not. I
Damn.
think pretty much everyone's asleep.
I want to go into the study.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if I can find good old Dad's contact list.
Okay. So, yeah, you go to the study, and it's pretty easy to find. You just find like a list of different numbers with names beside them.
Does any names seem more significant than the rest?
Not really, no.
Okay. Well.
And, I mean, there's not one that has, like, the little asterisk by it that says Illuminati contact.
This is true.
Only calm case.
So I'm going to put the contact list
Just,
back.
The ominous single letter.
Put it back on like the desk, and I want to try to go back to bed.
Okay. Yeah. You go back to bed.
No.
Hearing music, I wasn't sure.
No, I think it's neighbors.
Ah.
But it's fine. Keep going. Laser focus, Brian.
Sorry. So, you go back to bed. You do have some troubling dreams, but that's par for the course lately.
Yeah.
You wake in the morning, and what would you like to do with your day?
Eat breakfast.
Okay, you eat breakfast.
Is Lady Erin still not talking to me?
Yeah, still not talking to you. And you actually notice, you're not sure, it might be a bit of paranoia on your part, but you also would see just kind of like, I nearly said something very dumb. I nearly said you see Shay kind of like not making eye contact, and I'm like, hold up, no, that's a dumb. That's a big dumb. But you notice that Shay is like of her own accord just avoiding you, which was not really a thing before. She didn't like go out of her way to spend time with you necessarily, but she has never like heard your voice and been like, hey, I'm gonna go up to my room and just like leave.
Yeah.
So
I'm going.
you're not sure if maybe Erin told her to keep her distance from you, but you get the feeling that she's also kind of like on edge around you. Of course, it could also have something to do with the whole
Murder thing.
I'm
going to go talk.
Or not the murder thing. Sorry, the vision.
Yeah. I'm going to go talk to her.
On edge.
Attempt to talk to her.
Talk to Shay?
Yeah.
Okay.
If she's in her room, I'm going to knock. I'm not going to be like.
He's gonna do the Fairly Odd Parents thing where I'm knocking on the door, but I'm opening it anyway.
Yeah. I'm respecting your privacy, but also using my authority as your parent.
Yes. So you knock on the door and you hear say, "Come in."
You want to open the door and Shay.
She looks up from the book that she was like running her thumb across.
How are you?
In your direction, just like straightforward.
How are you feeling?
I guess okay.
So, this is going to be a very awkward thing to ask.
Oh God, we're not going to talk about the birds and bees, are we?
Do you know about the birds and bees?
Yes.
Cool, then no.
Okay.
Well, when is the last time you've been to school?
Well, I never really went to... I had a tutor.
And
So-
when was the last time you've had a tutor?
Like, before I ran away. So, maybe half a year now.
Well, don't you think it would be a little weird if you just kind of hung around the house without learning anything?
I guess? Are you saying I need to... I wouldn't... Like, if you want to get me a tutor or try and enroll me in school, that sounds great, actually. I'm really bored.
Don't think enrolling you in school is the right call.
Probably wouldn't work, would it?
But I can call my old tutor.
Okay.
And how does that work for you?
That sounds great.
Great. I
There's
will
not much to do for me around here.
confirm it with Lady Erin, and I'll see what I can do. And then I'm going to...
You see kind of like a... sort of a dark cloud pass across her face when you mention Lady Erin. And she just sort of like nods her head.
Is everything okay with you and Lady Erin?
Yeah, she just... She said I need to watch out around you.
Me and her are having a,
Lover's quarrel?
I wasn't going to say that, a spat.
Lover's quarrel, got it.
I'm going to go call the tutor now. And just close the door. And then I'm going to see if I can find Lady Erin.
Okay. Yeah, she's like eating breakfast.
I woke up before her. She's getting lazy.
She's always been a little lazy.
That is true.
Good morning.
Jet lag.
Good morning, Erin. Lady Erin.
Jet lag.
That's
Miss Erin.
You can just call me Aaron.
Okay. Erin. I was talking to Shay, and she hasn't had a tutor in about 6 months, and it's not very becoming of someone her age to just go without education.
So you're saying that you would like to seek a tutor for her?
If that is okay with you.
I mean, I'm not going to oppose it. I'm simply here to make sure she stays safe. I'm not her god. Well, I guess I am her god, but I'm not her guardian.
Do you want me to call?
I'm guarding her. I'm not her guardian.
Do you want me to call do you want to interview the tutor that I picked out, or?
No, I'll just keep my sword close at hand in case he tries anything funny.
Please don't scare the tutor. And then I'm going to call.
If it comes to that, he'll never see me coming.
Yeah, I'm going to call my old tutor and ask him if he's still teaching.
Okay.
Tell him.
Just to streamline that, yeah, you talk to your old tutor. You are going to have to sacrifice a bit of your credit rating.
That's fine. That's fine. How much?
So your credit rating is currently
83.
Okay. How long would you like to employ his services?
We'll go with. She's 16.
Yeah.
We'll go with 2 years.
2 years. All right.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a pretty hefty chunk of money. You're basically like, this is the money for 2 years of tutoring.
Can we do it on 6 months intervals? Jesus.
Yeah. If you want to do that. you're not signing into a contract.
Yeah,
So,
like, Jesus, man. I don't want to pay you up front.
you'd like that. Take the money and run.
Yeah.
So we'll say that will cost you, just for the first 6 months, we'll say that costs 3 credit rating.
Okay. All of my money is going away.
Yeah, and unless you get the farm kind of fixed up and figure that out, you're going to be slowly draining that credit rating down to 0.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I know what I'm doing. So the next order of business.
And make sure you just write down in notes that essentially every 6 months that you have this guy, it's going to cost you 3 credit rating.
Okay.
Until we'll stop like worrying about that once you actually get some income going, because then you can just be like, yeah, my credit rating is stable.
Yeah.
I'm not paying too much for this guy. It's not more than my means, but right now you're spending outside your means.
So the next step is for me to, I'm going to make a trip back to the house in New York, Long Island, open the safe for the rail bonds, and I'm going to hop back.
Okay. So yeah, you go up to the gate. That is like a half-hour trip, honestly, there and back. It doesn't take that long. So yeah, you grab those. Just throughout the day.
And then I'm going to start calling, I guess, contacts to see if I can get, like, people if they want to buy land.
Okay. So you're going to try and... what I'll have you do is roll another accounting.
Does it help if Mr. Wright helps?
Yeah, I'll give you a boost.
Oh, my God.
Ooh. You could spend some luck.
Yeah, so it was 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think
So
you
12?
can... No, you can spend luck on a boost. You can't spend luck on a push.
Yeah.
12 luck.
You got 12?
No.
No? Alright. So yeah.
Not right now. I don't have...
You're calling some of the contacts on the contact list, I take it, right?
Yes.
The problem that you run into is some of these contacts are like people who would have no interest in buying land, right? Like they are people who supply grain and stuff. And it's like, they sell seed, but they don't
buy land.
They don't buy land. And then the few people that you actually do contact are like nearby farm owners, plantation owners, and they are well aware of the issues your land has.
Great.
So
I'm going to turn to... I'm going to do that, like, till end of day, pretty much.
Yeah. So as you're kind of, like, wrapping up and, just, like, rubbing your eyes from weariness, realizing, like, how big of a undertaking you took on, and almost to a point, maybe not necessarily sympathizing with Leviticus, but realizing, the troubles that he was having and maybe the reason he was trying to get you to come back.
Bastard. This is what I've learned. Yes, take my failing land. I want to retire.
But as you're going down to dinner, you walk down the landing staircase and you have another one of those moments. Another brief flash of memory. You are looking up the landing staircase at your pregnant wife, Marianne, and she looks upset. You're holding something in your arms. It's squirming, whining slightly. It's in a pillowcase. And there's no real movement in this memory. It's just sort of a brief snatch, a glimpse, and echoed voices. That of your mother, but also you think of it as your wife at the same time. It's not right. It's not natural. Just stop going to him. You have to let go.
I need to find that person, whoever he's talking to. So as we're going back to... Because my first thought is there's a few years in between the children, which is super weird. But I don't know if that was an accident on your part or not, but it didn't seem like it because you asked me their ages of my family.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure what you're getting at here.
Squirming kid in a pillowcase is not one of the Pembertons.
He never said that it was a kid.
Yeah.
It was implied though.
But
well, if you remember, I don't remember if I actually mentioned it while we were recording at least, but I did the year of death that kind of swept through. One of the
thing of puppies.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it sounded like a dog's whine. Just to clear that up, it was not a baby.
Okay. I was sitting here thinking he's taking human sacrifices. I was like, Jesus fuck.
I was born for when that happened, right? I mean, of course I was.
Yeah.
I was like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you were about 6.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. We've talked about that. I was like 6. Yes. Do I remember anything about that year?
Yeah. You remember it being really shitty. Your puppies died. Your mom died. Your friend Bo's dad died.
Yeah. And
a lot of servants died.
I'm going to go and talk to Mr. Wright again.
Okay.
And now this is going to sound real weird, but I'm just going to come out and say it. Do you remember that year where a lot of people died on the estate?
He nods his head and says, of course, it was a very bad year.
Do you remember anything out of the ordinary? Not including the deaths. Please don't give me a dumb answer.
He thinks back. I would actually like you to roll a persuasion or the equivalent.
It's a persuasion.
Yeah, persuasion.
I'm good at those. Boom, bro. That's hard.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm doing fucking great now. Hard success.
He thinks back, and he says, well, there was I'm not going to be able to nail down an accent for him, am I?
Okay. Free ball, you're fine.
Your mother, she was very ill that year. She was also pregnant with your little sister. And by all accounts, neither of them should have lived.
And was father talking to anyone in particular around that time about the state of affairs surrounding that year?
He looks just like distantly out one of the windows and seems to be trying to recall. He then says he did spend a lot of time with Percival.
Did you ever hear what they talked about, or?
No, they were very private about their affairs.
Well, hell. Thank you anyways. If anything comes up,
if I think of anything, I will tell you.
It might be important to saving the plantation.
I don't see how it could, but I'll take your word for it.
Everything might help. And then I'm going to tell Shay and Aaron that Shay, sorry, my voice is also cracking, that Shay has a tutor.
Okay.
And that he'll come whenever he comes.
Okay. He'll be there when he gets here.
Yeah.
He will arrive when he arrives.
He's a real science type feller. He turns himself into a pickle. But anyways, sorry. Laser focus.
Alright, so at this point it's like later in the night. You know, you have dinner.
I'm going to wait by the phone until around midnight. See if that person calls again.
Alright, so you wait by the phone till around midnight. The phone does ring. It's maybe not exactly the same time that it rung last night, but it rings.
Pemberton residence.
Leviticus Pemberton.
Speaking.
I want you to roll a fast talk.
Do I get a boost?
Nope.
Because you can only hear my voice? Bad boy, that's a hard.
That's a hard success? Yeah. Alright. We have the item you requested. Do you have what we requested?
Yes.
Very good.
Can you remind me what it is?
Okay. You're going to need to roll another fast talk to try and get this information out. Or you could try and use persuasion as well.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try to be like, can you my health has been failing me these last few months, the memory's starting to slip a bit. I'm gonna try to use fast talk.
Alright.
Although persuasion is technically higher, it sounds more like a fast talk roll.
Yeah, that would sound more like a fast talk.
Oh boy.
Ooh, damn.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Hard again.
Okay. The amulet.
Alright, and when's the meeting supposed to take place?
You say you have it.
Yeah.
We will send someone tomorrow night.
Around midnight?
Yes.
Alright, I will be...
Click.
Oh. Wow.
Assholes. Well, we better find this amulet.
So I'm going to go to Lady Erin.
Okay.
If it takes waking her up, I'm waking her up.
Oh yeah. You wake her up.
Like knock on the door.
Yeah, just shake it.
Shake it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she comes to the door, dressed in a Templar nightgown.
Do the quick, up down scan. Moving on.
Up down eyes.
So we may have a bit of a situation here.
She just rubbing her eyes sleepily. Can the situation wait until tomorrow morning, please?
Well, since we only have about 24 hours, I doubt it.
24 hours until what?
So I got a call. I'm pretty sure it was the Illuminati. And I'm pretty sure my father was doing business with them.
Well, good. Just great. Just fucking wonderful. Alright, what do we need to do in 24 hours to sate the Illuminati?
We apparently need to find an amulet.
Do you have any idea what it looks like, where it might be?
He didn't really. He just said the amulet.
Good. This is great. This is...
I am going to go check the study.
I'm going to go get dressed.
Okay. Meet me in the study. And then I'm going to look in the study.
Okay. Roll
Spot hidden. Spot hidden. Spot.
See, I really hate even calling it spot hidden because it's more of a detailed, thorough search than a glance around the room. But there's not.
Yeah.
We need to just
Weirdly
add an
enough-
investigation.
Yeah, there's not an investigation in the investigation game.
Spot hidden with my keen eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So you, how badly are you gonna tear the study apart?
I'm going to try not to.
Okay.
I'm gonna just
Pulling out drawers.
Yeah.
All right.
Tear up the floor.
put drawers, take everything out, put it back. If I, that's my goal.
Yeah.
I would try to be organized as I do a thorough search.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking ransack the joint.
Yeah.
This is my house now.
Yes.
Looking good. Looking real good. That's already a extreme success.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go for that. No, extreme success.
So I'm just going to throw out the concept of not being able to perceive things into existence.
Damn.
Now that's not to say that you didn't find anything here.
Okay.
It's also not to say that you didn't find what you were looking for. But as you do this search
Clues.
throughout the place, sometimes where you're looking there isn't anything to find.
Yeah, that's fine.
However, in the study you do find a locket. Doesn't strike you as an amulet.
Amulet-like. For the purposes of my record keeping, do I mark that as a success or not?
Yeah, it's a success. You technically
Found
do
something.
succeed. You find a locket. Opening it up, it's one of the ones that has the the twin pictures.
Yeah.
One of them is of Marianne, and the other is of Leviticus. They're
Really?
much younger.
Yeah.
And it's not a picture. It's drawn, probably an artist commissioned.
Gotcha.
Or
Um,
drawn.
I'm going.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
they-
it's a photo.
Yeah, they have photos in the.
We're talking this is the 1800s, because this is them when they're young.
Yeah.
Abraham
Okay.
Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was photographed.
Well,
He was
shit,
the
then
first.
yeah, it's a photo.
He was the first president to be photographed.
God, I need to learn history.
But so I'm going to go.
Giving this game, I never thought that.
I'm going to go find Aaron
All right.
and be like, so I did not find the amulet in the study. I found what I can only assume to be a family locket. I doubt that's what we need. But just in case, can you tell if this is magical or important? Can you tell if this is laser guided focus?
Yes.
Can you tell if this is important?
She looks at it and just looks it over, hands it back, and says, "Not as far as I can tell. I would say that it is sentimental, but I don't think the Illuminati would want a sentimental locket of your parents."
I agree. I'm going to go check the master bedroom. And then head in there.
So
Thorough search.
as soon as you open the door,
Yeah.
you are assailed by memory. This is
Jesus.
unlike the other ones, which were subtle to a point. This one, it's definitely something that your father had some great significance attached to it.
Ooh.
Gross.
As you open the door, you see a figure in essentially doctor's garments, standing over the just slumped form of your mother, who is laying in the bed. He turns towards your father with a grim look, and you're seeing this from your father's perspective. He doesn't so much speak to you, because this is, once again, it's fragmented. It's a memory that you're experiencing. But you hear the voice as he looks at you. And you hear, "Not good. She's likely not going to survive childbirth. And the child, I don't want to try and give you any false hope." And then you're looking at the master bedroom as you recognize it.
Aaron, I may be going crazy, but it's not important right now. and just go and I'm going to throw a
Is she
search.
searching the same room as you?
If she wants to help.
Okay, she's probably, because you've got this, like,
Yeah.
you are a searcher extraordinaire,
Yeah.
so she's probably going to search elsewhere.
Okay. Searcher extraordinaire gets his boo stuff for having keen eyesight. Not that I'll fucking need it. That's a hard success.
Okay. Hard success.
And you know what, I'll spend 2 points on it, make it extreme.
Alright.
YOLO. Extreme success. Maybe I'll find another clue at the very least.
Alright, so how thoroughly are you searching the bedroom?
This one I'm being much more like,
Tear things apart?
yeah.
Alright. So, you find something.
I can put this shit back together if I need
You
to.
find something, although you don't necessarily know what it's for.
Yes.
You find an old key. Very old key. It's big. It's kind of clunky. Looks a bit like a skeleton key. And you find it on the back of the headboard of the bed in essentially like a secret compartment. You push it out, and as you do, this secret compartment, almost like a little drawer in the back of the headboard, slides open slightly, and it's so slight that if you didn't have the just like amazing perception skills that you do, you probably would not have seen it. You get it, you have to pry it open, and it's like stuck in place. It looks like it hasn't been opened or messed with in quite some time. You pull it open, and inside, lying in a kind of pool of dust, is this skeleton key.
Every aspect of my brain is screaming to run to the family crypt.
Mm-hmm. If that is... Here's the thing. There's not necessarily a disconnect between Benny and yourself. So, like, if you're thinking that, it's possible that Benny is also thinking that.
Every aspect is screaming run to the family. I'm going to go get Lady Erin.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell her that I'm going to go search the family crypt.
Okay.
I found this, I found this key.
Yeah.
And
Once again, at least as far as you know, the family crypt isn't so much a crypt. It is a small monument. We're talking like a 5x5 building.
Yeah.
Made of stone, kind of like the domed mausoleum roof, and an iron gate.
If there's one thing that I know about rich people houses, it's that there's puzzles fucking everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's like every house ever is like super puzzle if it's like a rich person's house. I learned that from Resident Evil, of course. So I'm going to go snag a flashlight because you're not going to catch me off guard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell Lady Erin that's where I'm going.
All right.
And I'm going to go get my pistolero.
Okay, you grab your pistolero.
And I'm going out to the family crypt.
What language is that?
Family house. Family... Where we keep the cool statues.
All right. So as you're walking out there towards the crypt, there's another memory. As you're going across the estate, which at this point is only lit by moonlight.
Yeah. And my flashlight. See, I brought a flashlight.
In similar moonlight, a figure who you faintly recognize. You can't see the features very well. They're wrinkled. All you really see is the gleam of eyes. And a voice like paper. I can do that, but you have to choose. To save both is beyond even me. Then after a moment's pause where you assume you must have replied, but you don't hear your reply. The child, then. There will be a price. I'm too weak. I need a true meal. Why not one of your slaves? And then in Leviticus Pemberton's voice, you hear yourself reply.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't my slaves. Sounding a little bit annoyed, a little bit angry.
Wow. He was proactive for his time. Kudos.
So, at this point, like as the memory fades, you find yourself standing at the gate to the crypt or the
Doors.
monument.
I just pull the doors out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go
inside. You see just a little pedestal. There is a pot, which looks like it held roses at one point. Those roses are just long dead. Essentially, all that's left is like stems and like a decaying petal or two.
I'm gonna go, with my flashlight,
Mm-hmm.
see if I can see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
I'm looking for what might be a keyhole.
Okay.
Because we don't know.
So roll another spot hidden.
Shit's weird, bro. That an 8? Is that a 0?
Yes.
I'm not gonna do any better than that. That's an extreme.
All right. So you're looking.
For the crit.
You're looking around, and it takes you a while because you spend a long time searching the interior of this, and it doesn't have that much space in here, so it takes you a long time to search essentially every inch of it.
Yeah.
But you're very thorough, and you don't find anything. Then you begin to walk around the exterior, and in the exterior, one of the bricks has a crack that is about the size of a keyhole. On a whim, you put the key in.
It's
turn.
It's not a whim.
I mean, it's a crack in the brick, so
Yeah.
you're like, maybe, probably not, but maybe,
Yeah.
right? You put it in, you turn, there's a click, a loud thunk, and then the sound of grinding chains.
And Legend of Zelda do noise.
As you walk back to the entrance, you can see the potted plant is gone, the pedestal is gone, the floor is gone and has been replaced by a descending spiraling stone staircase. And as you look at this staircase that descends down into darkness, there's another brief flash of memory. Walking down this staircase with a figure in front of you. You can't really make out too much of this figure because of the darkness, but as you're walking down, you hear a voice sounding a little bit nervous. What was it you needed down here, Mr. Pemberton? And then your hand raises, holding a large rock. I'm sorry, Douglas.
Yeah, progress my ass.
And then there's a crack.
So I'm going
Rest in peace.
to go fetch.
Do you hear any of that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fetch Aaron.
Okay.
Gage is over there like,
And-
raggedy bitch.
And I want to go fetch Aaron. And on a whim,
Mm-hmm.
I'm also gonna fetch my cowboy repeater.
Okay.
I'm being extra careful. But basically, I found something. It's in the
And as you're speaking,
Yeah.
at this point the memories are like flooding in as more and more of your father's consciousness just sort of like to a point consumes you. You're in the middle of talking to her, and then suddenly you are kneeling down in front of a very young beau. And with genuine grief in your voice, your father, he's had an accident. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm sorry.
Do I have control? I guess I just do I just trail off mid sentence?
Yeah, you just kind of like trail off, and then you're back in it, and she's kind of like looking at you like, Benny?
Sorry. Having weird visions. I found a place. Descending spiral staircase. Obviously not good. You seem very strong and capable.
But that's that.
Do you want to come with?
Yes, if you found something, then I think I should come along.
Did you find the amulet by any chance?
No, I did not find any amulet.
Cool. Do you want to bring a gun?
I may have broken your toilet, though.
What? What did you do?
Well, it wasn't under the toilet.
They're bolted to the ground.
Not anymore.
Oh God. Okay. We'll deal with it tomorrow. Again, Illuminati. They want an amulet. Spiraling staircase.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you are standing at the entrance of the staircase, and you have this vision. This, not even a vision, really, just a memory flash. And you feel kind of like a hand tap your shoulder and say, Benny, you okay?
Yes. Just having, weird thoughts lately.
Are you sure you don't want to wait until morning to go down there? You
No.
seem a little bit out of it.
No, I'm fine. I'm sharp as a whip, as they say.
That was a very confident laugh. All right, let's go down.
30 lever carbine, like, holstered to my back.
Okay.
Gun in hand, flashlight. Just walking down the staircase.
Okay, so you begin walking down the stairs, and it doesn't go down that far.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably 15, 20 feet or so.
So I don't have time to have a conversation
No,
as we awkwardly walk.
not really. No. You reach the landing and find yourself in front of a. You're in a small room with white stone brick, and the only thing in this room, the only difference from the rest of it, the rest of the walls, one of the walls has an archway. However, the archway is bricked up, so it's a different type of brick as well. It looks as if this archway was sealed at some point.
Aaron, does that look like a gate?
It could be, but I'm not for sure. If it was a gate, it's no longer a gate.
I'm going to walk up and like push the brick.
Okay.
If I can just see how like strong it is.
It's brick. It's like mortared into place.
Does it look like it was done fast? Like it was a quick job, or?
Oh, that's a tough one. You don't really necessarily have a background in that sort of field, so I'll let you just roll a no.
Good at nose, aren't I?
Yeah, I don't think
good
there's
at
necessarily a like construction skill.
I'm good at nose. That was a success.
Okay, so it's just like based on kind of like past experience and just like logical thinking. There are a lot of gaps in the mortar. It looks sturdy enough, but it does look like it was done with some level of haste, or it's either haste or inexperience.
Yeah.
That being said, you're pretty sure that with a sledgehammer you could get through this pretty quickly.
Well, whoever filled this up did it quickly or didn't know what they were doing. And is there anything else in the room, or is it just?
It is just that. There are two like torch sconces. However you pronounce that.
Sconce.
Sconces, yeah.
Sconces.
Sconci.
But that's it.
Yes, and it's like to the left and right of the gate. Or I'm calling it a gate now. Sorry, the archway.
Yeah.
Gate.
I don't.
Gate!
You didn't happen to bring a sledgehammer with you, did you?
Ah, no, I left it in my other pants. I'm sorry.
Hilarious. Well, at least we know this is down here now.
Yes, and do we have any reason to believe that the amulet is through there?
Maybe, I don't know. I know as much information as you do.
Well, it's our only lead. So I suppose we're going to break down this wall, which everything inside of me is screaming that's a bad idea.
Everything is screaming at me that it's a bad idea too, but if we're trying to get inside the Illuminati for information,
Are we trying to do that? Is that a thing we're trying to do now?
well, they might have some information as well.
Yes, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have a lot of information, but we're talking about the Illuminati here. Seems like a bad idea to me, but it's your funeral.
Well, from a certain point of view, Star Wars, man.
Yeah, I know.
From
From a certain point of view.
From a certain point of view, it could be a good idea.
Yeah, she shrugs and says, well, if you'd like to go and get a sledgehammer, then we can start breaking down this wall.
Well, while we're here, you know, in the interest of honesty, I have been having what can only be described as memories of Leviticus's life.
It's very sweet, I suppose.
He killed Bo's dad.
Oh. Yeah. Wait, you knew that?
Not until we started making our way down here.
Is that why you've been having all those strange pauses?
Yes. It's getting really annoying,
Is there...
and I'm just hoping that I don't get to see my conception.
You. Is there...
Who is right?
Is there any reason that you might be having these memories? Or is it just sort of striking you?
So you remember the spell that you took from me when we first met, right?
Oh my god.
You say it like that's a bad thing.
Not only did you kill your father, you consumed his likeness.
I can sense you're judging me.
Yes.
But now we know that he was a terrible person.
I suppose the acorn does not fall far from the tree, does it?
Hurtful?
Damn.
Well, do you just want to wait here without a flashlight, or...?
I'll go up with you, but I don't think I would like to come back down.
Okay, it'll just be me then.
Yep. I'm going to go back to bed. I hope you have all the luck in finding this amulet.
Yep, I'm going to go up, find a sledgehammer,
Okay.
walk back down.
So
I'm going to...
I'm going to have you... It is probably, by now, 1 or 2 in the morning.
I'm going to... How tired do I feel?
Right now, you're probably pretty hyped up.
Pretty hyped up?
Yeah, like...
Great.
This is the sort of thing where like you are having these these memories and kind of pieces are falling into place, so it's you're kind of juiced up on adrenaline.
Then I'm going...
You feel like you could smash a wall down if you needed to.
I hope so, because that's the plan.
He said you could feel. Not that you could.
So I'm going...
Feel like.
I just want to know what time it was.
Yeah, about 2 in the morning.
I'm going to go get... That's me coming back down the stairs with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, it doesn't take you long to go down there. Like we're talking, a staircase. It's 15 feet or so. It's not that far
So I'm
down.
going to...
Although, just kind of a point of note when you come back out, you realize that the doorway, whatever chamber it leads through to, would be directly beneath the grave site. Essentially the family graves.
That's weird.
I don't like that. That's really strange. Let's open up this dark crypt. Ooh. Well,
Hammer meet wall.
Okay.
Hammer time.
It's hammer time. I'm going to have you roll a strength. Now, this is not to see if you can break the wall down. This is to see how much it's going to cost you.
I like how you said cost.
Okay.
Bro.
Yeah. So it doesn't.
if you need an extreme, I got a point of luck to cover.
It does not. It doesn't strain you, and it doesn't take all that much time. A few hefty swings.
I'm
and
amped.
Huh?
I'm wired.
Yeah. This is like the scene out of The Shining with the axe and the door, except sledgehammer. You just like stick it.
Wired.
Yeah. So a couple of hefty swings, and the bricks are knocked out of the way enough to where you can essentially just take the sledgehammer, kind of bat them out of the way, and make a little doorway for yourself to kind of like shimmy through. You could open it wider, but you got enough to just like get through there.
Toss the sledgehammer, flashlight in hand, gun in hand.
So you look into this dusty room, and it is strangely well furnished.
I don't like how you said that.
Although it looks as if it is, as if it hasn't been tended in a fairly long time. You can see what essentially looks like a medium-sized, fairly wealthy living room. There is a table, 2 chairs, a little vase. Although there's nothing currently in it, there is a bookshelf. There is a chair, sort of like a armchair, and in the back of the room, in the shadows, there's no light in this room, by the way. This is you flashing your flashlight around. There is a bed. It looks like a fairly well constructed bed. It's not. I'd say it actually probably is a double bed. It was probably constructed down here because there's no way they would have gotten it down the staircase. A lot of this probably could have been brought down, but that was probably assembled down here. And you can see in the bed a lump under the sheets. And as your light falls on this lump, you hear a very dry, raspy voice say, "Leviticus, is that you?"
You said it took 1d3 minutes to turn into him.
Yeah,
That is me being dead silent, just focusing on that, right?
pretty much. And you are standing in this room, so you don't know if this lump in the bed could turn and see you.
Yeah.
And I do want you to actually roll really quickly a sanity.
Oh God, it's not good. I'm not passing that.
Because you realize as you look into this.
No, I'm not
it's a
passing.
91. Yeah. So you realize as you look into this room at this figure that this chamber has to have been bricked up for at least 5 years. There's no way that there was, and it might have been longer than that.
Yeah.
There was no way there was food or anything like that.
When did Leviticus's health start declining?
Not exactly. No.
There's a very slight shift in the sheets, and then you can see 2 gleaming eyes, gleaming a faint greenish orange, looking at you. And you shine the light on this face, but it looks like a skull. It's so emaciated that it's hard to tell that this isn't a skull with eyes in it. You can see there's flesh stretched across bone, and you can actually see the lips have been pulled back, and you can see all of the teeth, which look surprisingly pristine. And you can see wisps of white hair, just like in patches on the top of his head. And it takes you a moment to realize that the emaciated figure that you're looking at is someone you recognize.
Oh, it's 100% Grandpa.
It's Percival, your grandfather.
How the hell are you?
Benedict. It's been so long, boy.
How are you alive?
That's a very long story. Come closer, boy.
I'm very comfortable where I'm standing, thank you very much.
There's a few moments of silence, and then he says, "Where's Leviticus? I have a great hunger."
So did Benny.
What do you mean by that, grandfather?
It has been a very long time since I have been fed.
Have you been not been fed for about 10 years now? Or?
Has it been that long? I can't tell. Then a moment's silence, and then, Leviticus, is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay. I want you to roll a fast talk.
With advantage? With boost? No. It don't matter.
Yeah, you got
It
it.
don't matter. Fast talk. That's an extreme.
An extreme?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm straight up killing it, bro. I'm straight up killing
Trying to
it,
be
bro.
secretive because I don't want to ruin anything for
You
Steven.
want to write it down? You want to write
Straight
it down?
up killing it.
Okay.
You may
that's
already
that's
know.
not spoilers. Okay. So after you say that, he says, "Leviticus, I'm so hungry. The boy, Benedict, he should do."
Damn.
I'm afraid that I can't let you eat him.
I don't want all of him. Just enough. Leviticus, I'm your father.
Well, even can you remind me again why you're trapped down here?
Trapped. I'm too weak to move. Because you won't feed me, Leviticus. I need to feed. And as he says this, you see him trembling, beginning to rise.
Now you just wait right there.
You can see the sheet kind of falling away. And you can see at least the upper torso of Percival is unclothed. And you can see...
Wang.
I said upper torso.
Old man zombie wang. Disgusting.
But you can see his arms like twigs, his chest you can see each individual rib.
Concave.
And in the center of his collarbone, you can see there is a glowing green gem. And as you focus on this with your light, you can see that there is a protrusion of bone around that gem, and there is a length of twine that runs along his neck, essentially holding it in place. It looks very much like an amulet. However, it looks like the twine, the bone, and the gem are all fused into his skin. You can see there's like a red patch where the twine almost looks like it's dug in, and to a point, not necessarily strangle him, but become tighter and tighter as it just digs into him and becomes part of him. And as he's weakly rising, his eyes lock on yours, and you see a glint of recognition. Benedict, come closer, boy.
You just threatened to eat me.
I don't want to eat you. I simply need some of your life force. You have so much. You are so young, so vital. I won't take without giving back. I never take without giving back.
I'm gonna lift the gun. I have already killed the old man. Do not make me kill you too.
There's a weak laugh. I always knew you had more balls than him. If you're going to do it, do it.
Before I kill you, do you mind answering a few questions? Or is that is that not on the table?
If you bring me a meal, the last meal, I'll answer you. It can be anything. I'm so hungry.
Chicken?
Kind of just
Maybe a cow or...
Cow would be better.
Okay.
Don't most people.
Do you think you could make it up the stairs or?
I can hardly make it out of the bed.
Okay, well.
Don't get a cow down there. Just kick it.
Try your best and follow me. Cause I don't trust leaving you alone.
He laughs. He says, I've been alone for 10 years.
Yeah, and
You so afraid of a frail old man.
well, I am afraid of them when they mention wanting to eat me.
You're the one holding the gun, boy.
And trying to convince his son to feed him his grandson. You understand how that could lead to some trust issues.
There's another pause, and he says, people do not think clearly when they are starving.
Well, I think people don't think clearly when they clearly got themselves all wrangled up in black magic.
He doesn't respond to that.
You know, honestly, I'm kind of offended because when I shot the old man, he refused to believe in real magic. And it turns out that under the very estate we walk on, he was a great example of it, just kind of rotting away.
Another long pause. Father always refused to understand.
My father or your father?
Sorry, your father.
Oh.
Who? Suddenly a second figure. Dun dun dun!
But,
Is this great grandfather still around?
well,
The entire Pemberton line, all the way down.
Yeah.
It's all zombies.
We just pass it down. We just pass down the amulet. It's like you will live until the next day. Well, as it turns out, the Illuminati want that amulet.
The Illuma what now?
Times have been changing. There is the end of the world on our doorstep.
Suddenly he snaps with more ferocity than you would expect he could muster, since he's apparently so frightened. Enough words. I'm hungry.
You see, you don't have much at the negotiating table. You answer me my questions, and if I feel that they suffice, then I'll consider bringing you a cow down.
And ask. You see a glint in his eye you don't like.
Gun trained.
Okay.
How did you find that amulet?
I was part of an expedition. I came across it. Thought it merely a trinket.
And what expedition would that be a part of? Just some random expedition, or is there anything that leads into that, or?
It's more history than I would like to speak of right now. A long story that I don't have the energy to tell. Perhaps if you keep me around, I'll fill you in.
And what does the amulet do?
It sustains me. Keeps me alive. Allows me to transfer vitality, you could say. For these past 10 years, I have been soaking up the vitality of this hateful place to stay alive. It's a small meal, but it keeps me alive. To be perfectly honest, I don't know what would happen if you shoot me. I might die. I might not. You might die. The amulet. So very powerful.
Shoot it off him.
Well, I think that you've earned your cow. You just go ahead and lay down on the bed there, and I'll be right back.
As he lays down, he says, "Tell me, how is the farm doing, boy?
Well,
Are the crops failing?
they are
Is the
failing.
land sour?
Yes.
If you keep me fed, it will be vibrant. You'll have more money than you know what to do with.
Or
All I ask is a little vitality now and again, and some books to read."
you just stay here. I'll be back. I'm gonna scooch up the stairs.
Okay.
I'm going to take the key out.
I want you to really quickly, as you leave the room, just roll me a Constitution.
6.
6. All right, cool.
That's an extreme.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay. I'm going to like run out. I want to loop around. I want to take the key out. See if
Okay.
it closes him in.
Yeah, it closes the. Yeah, you don't know if there might be a way from down there to get the staircase opened up, but yeah, it closes those sections.
I want to close the little wrought iron gate, and then I'm going to try to see if I can like jam something in. I'm trying to lock him in.
Fuck you, old man.
Is there like anything that I can jam in, like a sledgehammer?
Yeah, you jam the sledgehammer in there.
He is not getting out.
And then I'm going to go back to Erin and wake her up.
Okay.
Because what the fuck?
She rubs her eyes, kind of like looking at you. If expressions could kill, you'd have one foot in the grave.
So, I found the amulet. That's the good news. But there's also bad news.
Of course there is.
It's the person who's wearing said amulet. It's my grandfather.
And is he dead?
No, he is most certainly alive.
Just fucking great. All right, so you have he's just down there in that.
I locked him up. At least I hope I did.
Yes, well, clearly he was bricked up for a reason.
Well, he wants a life. He wants life force. I told him that I'd bring him a cow.
All right, animal sacrifice is a part of the course.
I mean, I'm not entirely sold on that idea. Personally, I think just shooting him would be the best bet.
Maybe it would. It's your grandfather, though. Of course, you're already. Yeah.
See, you keep judging me, but apparently I lucked in on this one.
Just depends how you look at it, I suppose. From
Well,
a different point of view, you could say your entire family is fucked.
Well, I'm trying to be better. Do you think Mr. Wright knows?
I haven't really spoken to the man, but depends if... I don't know. That's something you would have much more information about than I would.
Well, I want to go wake him up and ask.
Okay.
Do you want to come with me, or do you want to go back to bed and maybe you'll see me tomorrow?
I just got changed back into my nightgown. I'm going to go back to sleep.
Okay. Well, if you hear my death screams, just know that I'm not trying to wake you up.
I appreciate it.
And I'm going to go wake up Mr. Wright.
Okay.
It's me cutting tension with a knife.
Yeah. He looks up and he says, "What? Yes, sir. What is? What's the matter, sir?"
Sorry to wake you up at such weird hours, but do you know anything about the mausoleum on the estate?
Not really, no, sir. It is something that your father constructed in memory of your grandfather.
Yep.
Damn, he did. Yeah.
So, Mr. Wright, I'm putting a lot of faith in you when I ask you this, but do you want your life to probably change forever?
In what way, sir?
Well, what if, hypothetically, I just told you that there's actually a secret compartment down there in the mausoleum that leads down to where grandfather is still alive and asking me to bring him life force?
I lost you at secret compartments. God, he's just switching between accents here.
Alright,
Do
Alfred,
you-
calm down.
Yeah,
Do
Alfred slash
do
Southern
you-
Belle.
Do you want to come with me?
If you would like me to come with you, then I suppose I can. It is late. My bones ache, but
Do you have a gun?
no, I do not have a gun, sir.
All right.
Sacrifice, right?
No.
Just go ahead and shoot him in.
But
Him Parker content.
that's not the plan.
Oh no, I think I see the plan.
What?
I don't like the plan.
What? What do you think the plan is? The plan is not to sacrifice Mr. Wright.
Oh, okay, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
100%.
No, yeah.
Not to sacrifice Mr. Wright. I am
Parker
not
would do
that
that,
much
but Benny wouldn't.
I'm not that much of a monster.
Yeah. I was starting to say Parker would 110%, but Benny's a little.
Go ahead and get your shoes on. Maybe try to find something of a weapon, because I don't think good old granddad is going to think that I brought you down here to witness. Also, do we have a cow?
We don't have any cattle, sir, but we could acquire some if you needed.
Chickens?
We do have a chicken.
Just one.
Just one.
And how many chickens are in the coop?
Let's say that you guys have probably about 50 or 60 chickens.
Gosh, no.
Let's bring 5. Bring 5.
You have a pretty big estate, right? Like,
You promised him a cow. He's gonna be upset.
5 chickens, equivalent to a cow.
It's like, bro, I
5
asked,
chickens is like half a cow.
Yeah, half a cow.
I asked for a Whopper and I got some KFC. What the fuck?
So I'm going to. What time is it now? Around like 2:30, 2:45.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gather
Gather the chickens.
the chickens. Gather Mr. Wright.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright, maybe you should kind of stay back, just to be on the safe side.
Yes, sir. That's kind of what I was hoping to do anyway. This is very strange.
You just kind of.
I'm not sure that I believe your account of Mr. Percival still being alive.
So I'm gonna walk and like just turn the key.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely out of the ordinary, sir, as the staircase like comes into place.
You don't see that every day.
And as I'm walking down the stairs, I'm gonna be like, Percival, we don't have any cows, so I brought you chickens. Is that okay?
It's like trying to yell over the chickens, which are just fucking furious.
Yeah.
So, you have 2.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright has 3,
Yeah.
and he also has like a kitchen knife,
Yeah.
just like tucked into his belt.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's what I want to shout down.
yeah. You don't get a response.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna walk down the stairs, and I want to tell Mr. Wright to stop at the last step.
Okay. Stop at the last step, so he doesn't actually step.
And I'm gonna just signal him. I'm not gonna tell him. I'm just gonna signal him to stop at the last, and then like take the chickens and just.
Okay. Yeah. You take the chickens. You take all the chickens.
Yes, all chickens.
So your hands are full of chickens.
Yeah, hands are full of chickens.
Okay. You cannot raise a weapon. Your hands are full of chickens.
Okay.
The chickens are not pleased.
Okay. And then as I get to like the little gate, I'm gonna just like unload the chickens
Yeah,
into
you unload
the
the
doorway,
All right.
and then gun.
Okay, go. So, as you come into the room, you see the figure of Percival standing now, holding onto the bedpost. He is using the bedpost to support his entire weight. And you can see he is wearing he's wearing pants, right? But they are hanging off him. Like he is that level of emaciated. They're like definitely not.
No zombie dick.
No zombie dick. Maybe a bit of zombie pubes, but no zombie dick. But
I brought chickens. We don't have any cows, so I hope
seeing
5
him
chickens.
standing up like this, he looks like a corpse.
Yeah. So I hope that's enough that I brought you some chickens.
Yeah. He looks at the chickens that are, like clucking and just like, like going around the room, just kind of curious and confused as to what the fuck is going on right now. He says, "That will do for now. Bring me them. I cannot muster the strength to chase one down."
I just kick one over to him.
Damn.
"Please, Benedict. I'm your granddad. Bring it over."
Again, you just threatened to eat me at one point.
"I never wanted to eat you. I simply wanted some of what you have plenty of.
Nope, not
Like
happening.
A cup of water from the ocean."
You as I'm like trying to kick a chicken over there.
Give me some of that salt water.
Yeah.
That will kill me anyway.
As I'm trying to kick a chicken over there, like, you can have one of the chickens. You can have all 5 of the chickens.
"I will not scramble on the floor after chickens in front of you."
Do you want me to turn away? I can turn away if you're trying to be graceful about
I
it.
won't be able to catch these chickens.
Do you want me to kill the chickens for you and
I
then
would defeat the purpose.
toss the chickens? I am
I can do
not.
nothing with a dead chicken.
I'm not. Well, you killed Douglas.
There's a long pause. "I don't know a Douglas."
Had his head smashed in with a rock. Apparently, you have no trouble.
"He was unconscious."
Like, I can knock the chickens out if that's okay. I can do that. I can knock a chicken out and just like toss it to you.
"If you can knock a chicken out without killing it, then yes, but I grow tired of this farce. Please, hurry."
Can I knock a chicken out?
I don't know. Can you knock a chicken out?
Can I just like hold its beak, like the nose and everything until it passes out, and just kind of throw a chicken at him?
What the fuck?
I'm not getting next to him. He's clearly evil.
Alright, so I'm gonna have you roll a luck to knock out a chicken. If you fail, you're killing a chicken. Like,
No, that's fine.
there's a fine line between chicken being knocked out and chicken being fucking dead.
I'm not trying to kill him. I'm just trying to hold its breath.
Yeah, it's like it has 2 hit points and you're trying to deal 1.
Yes.
No, that
Yeah.
chicken's dead.
That chicken is dead. So you kind of like you just like.
I'm trying to hold its beak until it stops moving. Just kind of lob it at him.
Yeah. So you lob it at him. He kind of like bends down, like pulls it closer with one hand. He's crouched down now. He pulls it over. Holds it up to his chest, to that gem. Then he drops it on the ground and says, "You killed it.
Okay.
Bring me a chicken, please."
Well, looks like you're having chicken tonight.
Well, I'm gonna. You stay there. Gun in one hand, chicken in the other.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like
Gun in one hand, chicken in the other. That's a
Hold-
quote to live by.
hold the chicken out to him while I'm pointing. No funny moves now. Take the chicken.
Yeah, so you go over. He grabs it.
I'm gonna back up as soon as he
yeah.
does.
He pulls it against his chest, and you see him kind of like lift his head back, and his eyes roll to the back of his head, and you hear the chicken who's clucking like furious, like clearly upset at first, and then it starts to flag, and then is no longer making any sounds, just sort of weakly struggling in his just like skeletal arms as he's clutching it to his chest. And then it stops moving, and then it withers and the feathers fall away. And then it turns to dust. Not even so much dust, it more rots in front of you.
Now, are you strong enough to get the other chickens?
He stands slightly, and you swear you can see a little bit of flesh has returned, a little bit of
Meat.
a little bit of meat on them bones now. He still looks pretty rough, but he kind of like stretches and says, "I think I can," and then walks over with a vitality that you don't like. Like, he's not moving quickly, but he's definitely not clutching the side of a bedpost anymore.
Can I like sleight of hand, like motion, like behind my back, Mr. Right to go up the stairs more?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand.
Like, try to signal him in a way that doesn't seem super obvious that he needs to leave.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard.
Okay.
He's an old man. What can his spot hidden? Oh no.
So, yeah. All right. So yeah, he doesn't seem to notice as he moves with a swiftness that you really don't like. When he gets close to this chick, I'm just gonna, like making like shushing noises, and as soon as it starts to move, as soon as it starts to move over, he snatches it with a like almost snake-like movement, and then pulls it from his chest, and that same training. And you see Mr. Wright slowly starting to back up the staircase. You glance over your shoulder, you see him backing up the staircase.
So,
now you can see that the wispy hair is becoming fuller.
Yeah.
Like there's more of it. It's still white. It's not gotten to the point where it's salt and pepper, but he looks like he went from in his like late 90s, early 100 or so.
Yeah.
He looks closer to maybe 80.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna take a few safety step back too. Are you strong enough to answer more questions now, or?
Let me finish. I haven't eaten in so long. This is too good to stop.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Well,
It's getting Fausty.
You give me about a 20-foot distance, okay?
He doesn't respond. He just he grabs a second chick. This one, it's kind of realized what's up. Like they're dumb, but things are definitely going south for the chicken population right about now. So it's trying to keep away from him, and there's almost a moment where you think you must have blinked, but he goes from being like holding the bones of this one chicken to across the room having grabbed the other one by the neck.
Oh no. Well, I'm gonna just let you enjoy your meal. We can talk tomorrow.
He doesn't respond as he's feeding.
I'm gonna start walking up and just be like,
Russian.
yeah.
Okay.
Bound up.
I do want you to roll a sanity check because you saw a blur of movement.
Yeah.
So quick.
God dang it. Fail.
Fail?
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be just a 1d4. Oh, jeez.
I have less sanity than I started with.
Big oof.
Well.
Everyone else's was like nothing bad happened. I'm fucking fighting like a demon and shit. What happened here? But yeah, I'm trying to bound up the stairs with a quickness.
Okay, yeah, you run up the stairs. You almost barrel over Mr. Wright, who is making his way leisurely up the stairs, not really like sure what's going on. You trip over him, you two kind of like stumble, and he's like, "What's going on? What's wrong?"
He is getting way too young, way too quick. We need to go.
So yeah, you get back out.
Rip that key out of the way.
Turn the key. Fucking rock gate.
All right.
Stop praying for my grandfather. He's gotten too strong.
Yeah. Just lock the wrought iron gate. Okay, so did you happen to hear the other half of that conversation, or did I just look like a man talking to himself?
No, I heard that was. There's no way that there was a man down there for that long.
Magic is real. It's real.
Yeah, he just sort of goes slack-jawed and looks at you. He just lost his sanity check, so.
Yeah. You do not. Sorry. Flipping back my throat. Like, we don't have time for you to come to the realization that all this is real. there is, of course, something very evil down there. It's my grandfather weirdly, and it is a weird situation that we just got ourselves into. But plus side, I figured out why our land is dying.
Something to do with that thing.
Since Leviticus wasn't feeding him, he's been feeding off the land, and now it's gone sour, and the crops are dying. It's a weird situation. But in order to...
Also, side note, you actually feel there was this almost intangible aura around the farm.
Oh no.
That you didn't feel because you were in it.
Yeah.
And you feel now, as it's lifted, almost just a sense of gloom, a sense of despair that's lifted.
The gloom wasn't haunted, it was him.
I guess it's technically haunted in a way.
I solved the case.
You solved my grandpa puzzle.
Please
So,
don't for my grandpa.
He's gotten too strong.
You were making him too strong. He broke out of the hospital and the cops can't get him. He's too powerful.
But we are going to go back inside, and we're going to go to sleep if we can. And then tomorrow we're going to think of something how to handle that.
Yes, Mr. Pemberton. That sounds like a good idea. I'll lock all the doors and windows.
Double lock 'em. Barricade it down. But don't freak out. This isn't the first time that we've done stuff like this. With me personally, I'm sure this is your first time. We're in this together. I want to go for a high five.
Welcome to the club.
Funnily enough, I don't think high fives were actually a thing yet in the 1920s, but he kind of gets what you're going for. High fives.
Yeah.
Did you know the first record of a high five was by a gay baseball player?
And that's why I was thinking, it's not, I don't think,
We're good to go.
a thing yet in the 1920s. I could be wrong.
It was in 1970s.
That's what I thought.
We're going.
So Benny invents casually the high five.
Yeah. We're going to hopefully get some sleep.
All right. So you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
You try and go to sleep. Go to sleep.
How well is my rest?
A little sanity, just to see.
Fuck you.
I feel like that is a good indicator
How
of
much
how bad
sanity can
your
I get
dreams
sleep
are.
or lose this session?
Fail.
That was the wrong dice, though. You rolled this one.
Oh, I mean, it's still fail. I don't have to roll this. It's still fail. I rolled a 40.
Okay. And honestly, how low is your sanity right now?
It's 19.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Yummy.
It's not doing good.
It's not doing good at all. So, you have some rough dreams. You have some really rough dreams, and they're very vivid. One of those dreams is the skeletal form of Percival Pemberton standing in front of your bed, reaching down, taking your hand and pressing it to that gem, and then withering away. You wake up on that, from that one in a cold sweat at about probably 5, 6 in the morning.
Probably not going to get any more sleep than that.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm going to go take a shower. Very long shower.
Yeah.
Long shower. Make sure all the dirt and stuff is cleaned off. Just all the stress.
Yeah.
I'm probably up for the day.
It is a oddly enough worryingly bright and sunny and pleasant looking day outside.
Is anyone else up, or is it just me?
So far, just you.
Cool. I'm gonna just chill.
Well, I
out.
say it's bright and sunny, but it's like getting there, The sun's starting to rise.
I want to make myself breakfast.
Okay. Yeah, you make yourself some breakfast. Fresh eggs?
Fresh eggs.
Okay. Yeah, the chickens are still out in the coop.
Mm.
And, you pass by, you can see the gate is still in place.
Cool. Cool. Great. Eggs. Scrambled.
Yeah. The chickens seem more active than they were before. They seem, to a point, more cheerful.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder why.
And then we'll just kind of chill until everyone wakes up.
Alright. So, you chill. You have your eggs.
We're gonna have a meeting.
People start waking up. Shay is the first one to make her way into the kitchen, following her nose. Smells good. Sits down.
I'll slut her some eggs.
Okay.
Some eggs.
Yeah. So she's followed quickly by Mr. Wright, who gives you a meaningful look, just like. Then kind of looks out towards the mausoleum and just kind of raises an eyebrow.
The situation is the same, Mr. Wright.
He nods his head and takes your plate, takes it over the sink. And the last one down is Erin, who starts fixing herself her own food.
So, what are we gonna do about the extremely old grandpa in the basement?
The what? Says Shay.
You missed out on an event to get you both up to speed. As it turns out, Percival is the reason that the land is the land is dying, and also me too, apparently. The cola went down the wrong hole. But as I don't know if you guys feel happier or not nearly as doom-filled. That's because I gave him some chickens, and he may have aged incredibly too fast.
Shay's like, are you following any of this? Aaron's like, Aaron says, I catch the meaning at least. So, you're saying we have a threat?
We do. And as I told you, he is wearing the amulet, and that is how...
Do you still think that this is a safe place for Shay?
Well, he's locked in. If we take care of him, there shouldn't be any problems.
And how exactly do you plan to take care of him?
Well, my first suggestion is a gun, but you appear to have problems with that.
No, I just don't know if that will work.
He said something really strange last night, that shooting him may not hurt him.
Well, I suppose the only way you could find out is by doing it. But of course, you'd be burning some bridges, I imagine.
This is true.
From what I gather, he is at least somewhat, maybe not reasonable, but he's not attacking you outright.
Well,
if only because he's not strong enough to yet.
The way I see it is the reason he won't attack me is because, as far as he knows, I'm the only one that knows that he's down there, and I'm the only source of food that he's got. But I am open to suggestions on what to do about this, because we apparently need to get that amulet for the Illuminati.
It's another wrinkle. Oh, boy.
Maybe we can tell them that we found it and send them down there.
Kill two birds with one stone. If you think that would be a good idea, you could, although if the Illuminati suddenly loses members, they will probably not be too happy with you.
I am well aware of that situation. But I don't think that me, a blind girl, and you and Mr. Right here are going to be able to fight him off, especially if guns don't do anything.
Well, it's your grandfather, so it is your decision.
Well, we can,
My suggestion would be to leave. Just leave him down there. If you can barricade it like we found it, do that. And leave this cursed place.
This is
let it
the...
rot, let him die.
Well, this is the family estate, so I don't think I can just burn it down and let it go.
Like the insurance.
Collect the insurance. But,
I'm not trying to be cowardice, you understand. It's simply...
It's pragmatic, I get it.
You may not be able to do anything with conventional weapons, we don't know. Of course, trying it would mean that you are in conflict with him, and if you suddenly find out that you can't do anything to him, you'll probably die.
Well, I would love to find a way out of this that gets us the amulet so we can give it to the Illuminati and that we can find our way in, but you know what, maybe I'll try to have a cool vision like Parker does. Anything happening?
No.
It did not work. Okay then. So that's out of the question. Do you want to go down and see him, Aaron, or?
Well, you mentioned that one of the cards that you have in your hand is him believing you're the only one that knows he's down there. The only one that can feed him.
Well, this is true. But
you could go down and see if we can gather more information, because right now all we know is that he is down there and that he is getting stronger. Don't need to add because of you. So
I like this dynamic between us and Aaron. I really do. Sometimes it makes me mad, but you know what? You do you.
you could go down. I could stand in the stairway out of view. Give you backup from afar, so to speak, and you could try and gather more information from him.
Sounds like a plan. Mr. Wright, you stay here. Say, you stay here too, because you're not going to be much help unless you had a cool dream.
Not about this, no.
Cool. Well, Aaron, I'm gonna go get my
I don't
guns.
know who wins the lottery?
Do I win the lottery? No. Then,
Want to know who wins the Super Bowl? By the way, there's a Super Bowl.
but I'm gonna go get my guns. And we'll go down and talk to him.
Alright, so you head to the crypt, Lady Erin following behind with her sword in her hands.
Sword's not gonna help if I get fucking jumped, Lady Aaron, but thanks. I'm walking down flashlight.
How does Benny feel walking down the staircase? Like,
Oh.
Is he confident? Is he
I feel
terrified?
like I'm fucking covered in meat. I'm going into a lion cage.
Okay.
You can tell away.
Like, this is probably the dumbest thing I've done.
Okay.
You just like a
So yeah, the light may be trembling just a little bit going down the steps.
Yep.
And you actually feel just a hand on your shoulder briefly. And the Lady Erin doesn't say anything, but once
she digs
once she gets to about the halfway point, she removes a hand and she just says softly, "Be careful."
I'm going to continue walking.
Literally, everyone just nodded. Like,
continue walking down the stairs. Grandfather, it's me. Please don't jump me and eat me, please.
Right. So, as you walk down, you see him look up. You shine the light. You see him sitting in the armchair, holding a book that looks like he was reading. It occurs to you, as you shine the light, that he would have been reading in pitch black total darkness.
Can you actually read that book, or?
Yes, although I have read it many times over, it is a bit dull at this point. If you could bring me more literature, I would be appreciative.
Thought you might just be feeling it out, I wanted to continue our conversation from last night. You mentioned an expedition.
Yes.
Do you want to go further, or?
I was given the chance to go with a friend. We were both of the same status, you could say, same level of wealth, and he was taking a trip to Egypt. We came across this amulet. There was a deal of hardship getting to it. But once it was recovered, I had considered selling it. But instead of putting it in my pack, I made the mistake of putting it on.
And?
It fused into my flesh.
Do you not?
As you can see, he pulls... He's wearing like a shirt now.
Yeah.
He pulls it down, you can see, you've seen it before.
And do you know any way of getting it off, or?
I have some thoughts. Of course, that would be my death. However, I would tell you, existence is growing rather dull.
Are you asking me to help you pass on to the great beyond?
You could say that. There is, however, a sacrifice that needs to be made.
Isn't there always?
It's not the sort that is the kind that feeds me. Having contemplated the nature of this amulet, I believe that in order to remove it, it needs to be put on someone else. Looks at you meaningfully.
You don't want to live forever. What makes you think I'd want to?
When your time comes, when you decide that you were ready to embrace death, you can make the same offer to someone else that I make to you.
I'm gonna holster my gun, and just be like, well, you see there's a group of people, they're called the Illuminati. Do you know who they are?
He shakes his head no.
Well, they are very interested in that amulet.
I'm not willing to pass it on to someone outside of the family.
We don't need another family heirloom, Grandfather. We have the house.
If you're trying to get me to pass this to some stranger, I won't. I can bear the burden of existence for
few more years, few more decades until I have a member of the family that's maybe a little more intelligent and willing to accept my offer. Perhaps your own son, or their son, or theirs. The Samuel that gives me the luxury of time.
Well, you see, the problem here is you're killing the land.
I was only doing that because your father grew troublesome and decided that he would rather seal me away than continue offering me what little sustenance I require.
If you're asking me to,
superstitious,
if you're asking me
narrow-minded.
to bring you debt, to bring you people, it's not happening.
I never said that. I've only ever consumed the life force of a human once or twice, once in desperation, once as a favor.
What do you mean by favor?
You remember your mother. She was going to die. And the child she was with would have gone with her. I took the life of one of your father's slaves, and I transferred that into her, so that she could bear the child.
Damn.
And of desperation?
Before I realized what I needed to do in order to survive, I still thought that the type of food you eat would sustain me.
And you just accidentally killed a man, or?
As I said before, when someone is starving, they don't think clearly. The friend that took me on that expedition did not make it back, I'm afraid to say.
So you've been for the last 60 years consuming livestock?
Same as you, just a different method. Am I really such a monster?
Well, you have been living for way longer than you had any physical right to, so.
You sound so much like your father.
Unlike him, I am a firm believer that magic is real.
I would hope so, considering the evidence is staring you in the face.
I'm going to use consume likeness. I'm going to transform into Leviticus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He watches. He does look surprised, but not so surprised as you think he might have.
I am well aware that magic is real. Do not compare me to the old man.
I simply meant that you seem to hold the notion that man only has a right to live so long, when that's something that medical science is already seeking to rectify.
But this isn't medical science. This goes against God, and you know it.
Maybe so. But until I decide that I'm ready, I won't have to answer to him.
Well, as long as you know which direction you're going.
Seems to give him some pause. after a few moments, he says, I hope that you will at least consider my offer.
We'll see. And if I think about it, I might find the time to bring you a book.
I would appreciate that.
And I'm going to start heading back up.
Okay.
And then make sure fucking everything is locked.
Oh, okay.
Well, Aaron, what do you think of that situation?
Oh yeah, she was listening in, that's right.
Yeah.
Ideally, she heard all that.
You know, she's looking at you like, what? I don't know, that sounds like a very dangerous artifact, and it would be...
You turn around, she's just standing there like...
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. She looks a little shell-shocked. She says, his offer seems too good to be true. Although, there is a twisted logic in it.
I don't want to live forever. But...
You see a gleam of almost like envy for a moment. But it passes quickly.
Wait, envy for what? Sorry, I was reading the name.
Who doesn't want to live forever?
Oh.
Like, Benny just outright said, I don't. And she's, what?
Like,
No.
what the fuck?
But...
Let me in there. Consume likeness on you.
But... I don't like the idea that he, is here under, you know, able to cause a havoc whenever he wants to.
So, what do you plan to do?
Do you think the Templars might have any books on something that can...
It's possible. They may have something related to this. Then again, they might not. And from what I understand, you have... She, does some quick mental math. Probably about 12 hours before your friends arrive. And if they find that you don't have the amulet, they may be less than accommodating.
Technically, we do have it. It's just the person who has it doesn't want to give it up.
He does, but also he doesn't.
Yeah, well...
And as you're having this conversation, you are walking back up the stairs because it'd be really weird to have this conversation in the middle of the stairway where he can probably hear you.
Yep. I'm going to undo... I mean, I was outside.
Oh, okay.
Because I locked everything. I'm going to undo the... Looks like Leviticus.
She's like, oh, thank God. That was
But,
disturbing to say the least.
Just give him the whole, man.
I'm not seeing much options aside from let him stay down there or... take the, take the amulet from him.
Yeah, she says, well, once again, it is your decision. I am not entirely sure what I would do in your position. As I said, the offer seems too good to be true.
I mean, do you think that the Illuminati would want him, or do you think it's just the amulet, not a package deal?
I don't know. I've never spoken to an Illuminati representative. I don't know how they operate.
Well,
I mean, I know how they operate, and it's fairly brutal.
do you want the ability to speak to one?
Not really.
You don't want to be my undercover sidekick?
I'm here to protect Shay. And unless she's coming along with us, I'm not leaving the estate. I'm not leaving her alone.
Well, they're coming here. That's the brilliant part about it.
All right.
You just have to not dress like a Templar.
I can do that. What's my combo?
Time for that trope.
Well,
Isn't she a little young to be a wife?
No, she's like
yeah, she's like my age.
like in her mid.
Yeah.
She's actually probably older than Benny.
Yeah.
But they're meeting with
Leviticus. Yeah, I mean, Leviticus
my
got that
daughter.
money. Leviticus got that money though.
But doesn't.
Well,
He doesn't, but he does.
there's the
Sugar dad?
He has the appearance of having that money.
since we're going undercover as me being Leviticus, I don't think you want to be the wife.
Yes, that would be very awkward.
I don't think they'd wanna. You could be the daughter. Do you
How
think
about
they'd
niece?
Niece.
Niece.
Niece works.
We don't have very much of a similar appearance.
Niece works. We'll have to swing why the niece is being a part of this
I'm
deal.
caring for you in your old age.
Hurtful, but I know what you mean. You don't mean me. You mean
Yes.
yeah. Okay, that sounds like a plan. Maybe we should get dressed. I'll go find some of Leviticus's clothes. You can go find. I'm sure.
I have civilian clothing.
Okay. Well,
Cities.
yeah. Well, I'll tell Mr. Wright. You know what we're going to be doing. I'm going to probably leave out the part where I turn into Leviticus, but
I don't want to hot Shay.
Shay'll probably be asleep.
Good.
But
She comes out.
that'll
Why is
be,
Lady Aaron here.
that'll be our plan.
Lady Aaron of the Templar, why are you here?
Every head in the Illuminati is. Lady Aaron's sitting there sweating.
But that'll be our plan.
And just so so I have this clear, we're telling the Illuminati he's down there, or what's the plan?
We may have to tell them that it's a package deal.
And if they don't like that,
Well, then maybe I can.
and if he isn't willing to go willingly,
Then maybe I can take the amulet from him, and then I'm the package deal.
it might be a little more agreeable if you're going along willingly. I don't know what they want from it.
Well, that's what we're here to find out. And worst comes to worst, we just steal the thing from them.
If we can.
I've got pretty dexterous fingers.
Just out of game, are you talking about stealing the amulet or stealing
The thing they have.
the thing they have? Okay.
The switch.
Okay.
Dexterous fingers.
Yes.
Sleight of hand of 95.
Alright. So
Have you seen Konosuba and
You guys get ready?
No. I'm gonna go see if I can find any
Get
of
all
like
Pembertoned up.
Leviticus. Yeah, Leviticus's
Or
old
not
clothes.
Pemberton, Leviticus.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna go out early. I'm gonna go out like maybe 11:30,
Mm-hmm.
and then go get changed into him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally.
And then I'm gonna go wait for gun. I have the pistol on my person.
Getting changed.
Flashlight. And I guess I'm gonna wait on. Hopefully, Aaron shows up first.
Okay. So, yeah. She does, by the way, so you guys are ready and waiting when a car pulls up outside.
Well, it looks like it's showtime. I'm gonna kind of wave my hand at him.
Okay. So, I don't think. No. I'm trying to remember something.
You gonna pause it while you think?
Yeah, really quickly. Yeah, you see this car roll up.
Cool wave.
No, that was me just. at
Do the
car.
cool wave. Just be like, hello there.
You only see one figure in the car, There's the driver. There's someone in the back, like 2 seats.
Mm-hmm.
The back seat opens up, and you see a man in his middle age or so. He's wearing a fairly nice suit. Looks over towards you and begins walking in your direction. Actually, all right. So yeah, you see this guy, middle aged, but like 30s or so.
Yeah.
Step out of the car, kind of like straighten his tie and begin walking over towards you.
Well, how's it going?
It's going fairly well. I take it you have the amulet?
Well, there's been a slight complication with that. You see, it is attached to someone. Is that a problem?
It depends on who it's attached to.
That would be my father, Percival Pemberton.
He looks you up and down and says, "So it's attached to a corpse?"
I assure you, he is very much alive.
Is he willing to come with us?
Well, maybe.
I don't deal in maybes.
Well, we don't.
Either he's coming along or he's not.
Anyone can be coerced to coming along with some force applied to the right spots.
Listen, the deal is that you provide us the amulet. We provide you what you requested. Simple trade. I don't want to get complicated into having to muscle an old man into my car.
Well, we'll go down and see if we can convince him.
All right, I'll be out here having a smoke.
Okay, and your name, sir, if something bad is to happen.
It's Fairchild, Philip Fairchild.
Okay. Well, this is my niece, Erin. She's been taking care of me. As you can tell,
I don't really care. Just get the amulet.
Okay, then I'm going. I'm going to walk to, unbarricade everything and turn the key and walk down.
Yeah, so you get down there and
Flashlight in hand.
you see, it's somewhat worrying when you get down there. You see Percival doing push-ups. Uncle Iroh style.
You are not making me feel better.
He stands up and says, "Well, I'm making me feel better."
What has my life become? I'm talking to my grandfather who's doing push-ups. I've got a scary Illuminati man out there just... Okay. Would you be willing to go with the Illuminati?
Depends what they plan to do. You don't know.
I do not know.
Then no, I'm perfectly good where I am.
What if they treat you really nice?
What if they don't?
Be positive. Positive thinking.
There's a difference between being positive and being pragmatic. If they know about the amulet, then they probably want it for themselves.
Do you want to go up and talk to the nice man at least? Stretch your legs. See the moon. Been cooped up in this room for Lord knows how long. Ask them.
Seems like a bad idea.
Meanwhile, me frantically trying to find a way not to have to RP with myself.
ask them what they.
No.
I can be your mediator and get you the best deal.
I'll go outside and enjoy the moonlight, but you can do the talking.
That's what I just said. Okay.
If I don't like the deal that's made, I will go back down to my room.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So I guess we're going to go up and talk to them. Remember, please, by the way, don't call me Benedict. As you can tell, I'm doing a facade. Doing a real sneak. Call me Leviticus.
To say that I wasn't born yesterday would be an understatement.
You have not met some of my friends. It's better to play it safe.
What have we given away?
So we're gonna go
I'm
up.
trying to think. What have we given away someone's cover?
Just Bo's dumb, just in general.
Wow.
So we're gonna go up.
Just immediately, Benny, is that you?
So we're gonna go up
good.
and
Cracking the knuckles.
I'm gonna look at Fairchild and be like, he wants to know how you'll be treating him if he decides to go with you.
He glances over at him and says, well, God.
All these accents.
Yeah, that accent flip-flop. I mean, we're not going to kill him.
How would his accommodations be like?
He shrugs. He says, to be perfectly honest, I didn't really expect there to be a person attached to the item I was taking back. So how well we can accommodate him, I don't really know. I'm just the guy bringing the item and taking you along.
Well, really all you gotta do is make him give him a nice bed, make sure he's got lots of books, make sure he's fed. Not people, even. You don't even have to feed him people. I fed him chickens. They have to be alive. That's the catch. But it's not hard for you to find live chickens.
No, he rubs.
Cows.
He rubs his eyes and he says, listen, if we're going to do this, if I need to provide him accommodations, then we'll have to discuss this tomorrow night. I will see what I can do.
Okay, well, maybe next time you can just bring your boss and we can just have a powwow.
He's just like one eyebrow raised looking at you. My boss.
There's.
My boss.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to go out and talk to someone to make this decision.
No, what I'm saying is I have to arrange accommodations. Like, I'm going to have to get a place for us to stay. What I thought we would be doing is driving through the night to New York City, taking you to the facility. But clearly things have changed.
I see how you wrapping this all up.
Well, unfortunately, there's always complications when it comes to dealing with these sorts of things. I mean, I had to drive out here from my nice, hospice visit.
At this point, you see Percival making his way back down into the crypt.
Unhappy.
We'll come talk to you tomorrow, Father.
Yeah.
Make sure your accommodations are nice.
And
he's a very grumpy old man.
Fairchild just shakes his head and says, I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Well, but we can meet tomorrow, Mr. Fairchild, but my health isn't what it used to be. So would it be okay if I sub out for tomorrow and my son replaces me.
He sort of like raises an eyebrow and says, Benedict?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's fine if you want.
Okay, well.
But just so you know, if this isn't sorted out by tomorrow, then the arrangement is over.
Well, can I just, like, at least see the thing?
It's not here.
It's not here. Well, that is unfortunate. Well, I will see you tomorrow then. I will make sure to talk to the old man and see if I can convince him to go, okay?
He nods his head and says, it's not the old man that we're interested in. It's the amulet, so,
If you want to go down and shoot him, you can.
He briefly considers.
Yeah.
And then he's like, better not. Don't want to fill out any paperwork.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yes.
Well, I won't see you tomorrow.
He's getting
but-
into his car, and he says, yep, see you tomorrow, Benedict.
What? Well, no, I'm Leviticus.
Driving away.
I'm gonna just drop the disguise and be like, well, I think that went well. Do you, Aaron, do you want whiskey? I want whiskey.
I could go for some whiskey, yes.
I'm gonna go.
Do you think he recognized me? He recognized you. I think he probably didn't until you mentioned the whole switching out for your son thing.
Well, at a certain point, I need to try to get in. You know, I can't keep using the Leviticus guys forever, unfortunately.
I mean, technically, you can.
What's
The function of the spell.
the goal is for the old man to die at some point. You get what I'm saying. Do you want the whiskey or not?
Yes, I would love the whiskey.
Do you want to play a game of cards while we drink?
Sure, why not? No money, though. I know I'm going to lose.
You're not very good at cards.
I've heard that you're very good, though.
I promised not to cheat.
All right, fine.
I guess we'll go drinking.
Okay.
Strip
poker!
Totally kidding. Just a game of like Go Fish or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go Fish.
Yeah. Not cheating.
The most PG game you can play is Go Fish.
You got any eights? But so I guess we'll
Go Fish. All right. So yeah, you and her have a pretty decent night. Like she seems to be warming back up to you a little bit. Maybe realizing that your family's kind of fucked up.
all things are going to plan.
Yes.
But we'll.
What are you planning to do?
Well, I'm gonna go on the morning of. I'm gonna go back to talk to Mr. Percival.
Yeah. So to give you the TLDR on that, he pretty much just says that he's not interested. He says that he read the intentions of that guy and he doesn't like it. He doesn't want to go with him.
Well, you you know you're putting me in a real pickle here.
Once again, you're more than welcome to take it in my stead. I wouldn't say I'm eager to die, but I'm quite bored of this. All of this.
Well, let me think on it. I'm gonna go run it past Lady Erin and basically be like, well, the options here are to tell them that there's no deal, or to become the deal.
One final boss.
Those are the two choices that we have to make.
That you have to make. I can't make those choices for you. I've told you what I would. I've told you what I would do.
Would you put on the necklace? Or just tell them no deal?
There's a moment of silence, and she says, I am not sure that I'm... Don't take it as advice, but I would probably take the necklace. Now, I'm not saying that you should. I'm not trying to sway your decision. I'm just saying that I know myself, and that is a very tempting offer. At least for me.
I know that you think that I'm not very good, and honestly, that's fair. But I don't think that living forever is the best deal. I mean, after all, isn't the whole point of life to grow old with someone?
I suppose that's one point to it.
I guess I'll tell them no deal.
That is your choice.
Now, if only I could call them, they don't have to make the drive out here.
Yeah?
Or we could just shoot them and steal it from them, but I doubt that's a good choice either.
You do still have the problem. He will still be down there.
I know. Well, if I feed him chickens, he might be happy. He doesn't appear to want anything malicious.
You could ask if, once he's given it to you, if you could give it to someone else without it killing you. We don't know whether taking it off is going to kill him because
He's old, or
because he's so old, or if it's something that will destroy him.
well, I'll go ask. Doesn't hurt to ask. I guess I'll.
Okay, yeah, down the stairs. Are you still locking the place up as...
No,
Okay.
by now, like he walked out. He walked down. He seems chill. No, I'm good.
Okay. So, you go down there. He's not down there, he is. He's gone. Long gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He seems weirdly. Oh, you know what? I want to bring him one of like the old, like one of my books.
Okay.
Just like some science fiction book.
Alright.
Yeah, just be chill.
Okay, yeah.
Get him on his good side.
Alright, yeah, he takes it. He's, looks eagerly reading through it. And as he's reading through it, he kind of looks up at you. He's reading surprisingly quick, by the way. But he looks up at you. You say it's a science fiction, right?
Yeah.
He says, this is a story of fiction, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I am curious how the world has developed in my isolation. For a moment I thought it was fact. Men on the moon, it'll never happen.
Well, I have a question about me taking the amulet.
You're considering my offer then. I would ask that if you do decide to take it, you let me finish this first. Yeah, he's like motioning the book.
Yeah. Well, is it possible to take the amulet and give it to someone and it not kill me, or is that beyond your purview?
It is beyond my purview. I believe it might be possible for you to remove it. I'm sure, though, that if I were to take it off, I would crumble to dust immediately.
So, how long do you think it'll take you to finish that book?
A couple hours.
So the deal is on then.
You'll take it from me?
Let me give me a few more hours to think about it.
Yes, well, while you think about it, I'll be enjoying this book.
Okay. And you're not going to leave, correct?
No, why would I?
Well,
This is my home.
you mentioned the whole leaving thing. You had me worried there for a second.
Oh, yeah, seeing how the world has developed. Well, you might understand my isolation is simply out of the fact that after a certain time, people would begin to grow very suspicious that I was still alive. It was time for me to die. So, your father and I came up with an hoax, you could say. Feigned my death. And I moved down here.
Well, I'll be back in a few hours then. I'm going to walk up. Just leave everything unlocked. I'm going to go to Lady Erin and tell her that he does not know if the necklace would kill me or not. Beyond his purview.
Once again, it's a choice only you can make. I can't make it for you, and I hesitate to even answer as to what I would do, worrying that I might influence you.
Well, I'm going to take
I would say that if you can take it off without dying, then you could give it to me. But I also realize that that's my own greed speaking.
Yeah, no offense to you, Aaron, but... And this is my greed speaking. I think that you ought to get the chance to grow old with someone.
Ooh, I want you to roll a charm.
not gonna pass that.
Is that a success?
I think that might be a hard.
No, it's just a success.
Just a success. All
You
right.
want to
11,
push it to a hard?
You could push it to a hard.
What is
Spend
it?
some luck.
What is a hard? Can you 15 divided by 2 would be
a joke about it, so I was like, is that canon?
that'd be a 7 to be a hard. Correct?
What is your? This is important. I looked this up. What is your?
My charm is 15.
Your charm is 15.
I rolled an 11, so if I use 4 luck.
Okay, so it'd be half of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that would be 7.
I'll spend 4 luck.
Dang.
Is it still a success? Do I still mark it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you did succeed. You're just making it a harder success. Literally a hard success.
Boom.
All right.
I spend 4 luck.
So
Dumb shit that I spend luck on.
yeah, you see her blush slightly. You've never really seen her blush before. It seems to take a lot.
That did the trick.
Yeah, she kind of like looks floored as to how to respond at first, and says, "Well, okay. Maybe we talk about this another time."
Well, depending on how this goes, I may not be alive here in a few hours. So pass me the whiskey, because I'm going to get drunk.
I'll join you.
And I guess we'll let him finish his book.
Okay.
And I'm going to go down fucking hammered.
So you and Lady Erin get hammered.
Yeah. You tipsy. We'll get tipsy.
Tipsy,
Yeah. I want to die tipsy. I don't want to die hammered.
I want to see it coming like a millisecond too late.
Yeah.
So I'll go down there tipsy.
Like, oh shit.
All right.
Like clearly drunk.
Yeah.
Um,
A little drunk.
Yeah.
as a treat.
So, you get down there. You know the book is like laying on his little nightstand,
Yep.
already closed. And he says, "Ah, you're back.
Yeah, did you finish the book?
That was an interesting read."
All right. Well, I got some of that liquid courage. Let's go ahead and exchange the amulet.
All right. How I miss liquid courage. He stands up, walks over to you. He looks you in the eyes, and you can see this is the first time you've really like looked. You have a flashlight still? I take it you probably have a flashlight, because otherwise you're just pitch black. You can see his eyes are all iris. I think that's the black part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the pupil.
The pupil? Okay, all pupil.
The iris is the color.
Yeah. And you think that might be kind of a side effect of having been down here in the dark so long?
Yeah.
You're not entirely sure. The only like flicker of color you can see is just like a slight ring of what might be hazel or even red around that. And as he looks you in the eyes, he says, "You accept this gift that I am giving you." As he reaches his hand into his chest, he digs his fingers into his own skin, wrapping around the amulet, and you can see it pulsing with a faint greenish orange light, seeming to pulse in time with his heartbeat.
I'm gonna just hold out my hand.
Yeah, he asks you.
I accept.
All right then. Take it from me. He pushes his fingers into his flesh, and as he does that, it's not like he is breaking the skin so much as his fingers seem to almost mold into and around the amulet, and as he pulls it away, it's still attached to his hand. The twine comes loose, kind of like breaking behind and coming away from this skin, and where he had this like open wound where the amulet was and where the twine had dug into his skin, you see it quickly knitting back into place, healing. He then holds it out and presses it into your hand, and as he does, you can feel it digging into your skin. It's not painful, it's just a sensation. And he removes his hand, and as soon as the final point of contact is removed, he crumbles into dust. And the last thing you hear is he just like sort of topples sideways.
Am I like holding it? Or is it?
It
like...
is like embedded into your hand. See the twine almost like with a mind of its own wraps around your fingers.
Yep. Do I feel different in any way?
Not really. You might. Actually, yes. After a moment,
Okay.
you are no longer intoxicated at all.
Oh, that sucks.
Damn it!
And you kind of like think back a moment to him saying, "I miss liquid courage," and you're like, "Oh shit! Oh no!"
I'm gonna start to head up the stairs, and then I'm gonna take the key out and just put it on my little keychain, just in case I need it.
All right.
And I'm gonna walk back in to where Lady Erin is. Like, are you still feeling under the weather there, Erin?
You could say that.
I'll show her the palm of my hand. Because one of the curses of this is that I do not get drunk anymore.
That sucks.
Yep. It was the first thing
You want to test that? She holds out the bottle.
Just down the whole thing.
Nothing. Not even a momentary sensation.
Nope, can't get drunk anymore, Lady Erin.
Sucks to suck.
I'll drink for you.
I'll drink for you.
Well, luckily, it's only for a few hours.
Not as if you can take it off.
And if not, well, I lived a good life. It's a shame I can't get drunk anymore.
You see her kind of like realizing that you might die.
Yeah.
And you see kind of a expression of almost grief pass over her face, and you feel like if she weren't drunk, then you probably wouldn't have seen that.
Don't feel too bad, people like myself, we have it coming.
She shakes her head. She says, I don't think you do. I think you're better than I thought you were.
Well, a lot of good that does me now. But you enjoy your drinks. I'm gonna go. I guess not eat anymore. I don't really need to do that.
What the hell?
There goes that plan.
No drinking or eating?
Yeah. I guess I'm just gonna hang out until. Wait, do I need to sleep? Oh, that is so weird.
You don't feel tired.
Oh God! I guess I'm just gonna hang out.
All right.
Can I do any speed reading like he did? That's a skill that he learned after years of isolation.
You don't know.
I want to go see if I can read a book super fast.
It just normal speed reading.
Yeah, it's a skill that he learned in years of isolation. Gotcha. I guess I'm just gonna chill.
Okay. So yeah, weird thing about chilling, you spend the entire day, just like hanging out, waiting until about midnight. And about midnight, you know your body and you're kind of like sleep. So you would have been kind of tired by now. You're not at all.
That's a shame.
You feel as much energy as you did when you woke up.
That is a shame.
Yeah. And it kind of occurs to you that he was down there who knows how long.
Yep.
Years and years. And couldn't sleep.
Oof.
Can I want to do a risk gambit here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take my gun while I wait.
Okay.
I'm gonna just shoot myself in the foot.
Okay.
I just want to see what happens.
All right. Sweet. Are you doing this in the house?
No, I'm going outside and
Okay.
doing it. Probably away from everyone.
All right.
Just pop myself in the foot.
All right. Yeah. It hurts really, really bad. Surprisingly,
Yeah.
you shoot yourself in the foot and
Yeah.
just scream in pain because you just shot yourself
Yeah.
in the foot.
Yes.
Nothing happens. You shut yourself.
I expected
Yeah.
that.
And you look down, and as you look down, you see the flesh of your foot stitching back together. And really quickly, there's going to be mechanical terms here, isn't there? You do take damage,
Mm-hmm.
and you take however much a handgun does.
1d10 plus 2.
1d10 plus 2. So go ahead and roll that.
5.
5. All right. So yeah, you take 5 points of damage shooting yourself in the foot.
Yes.
That 5 points of damage, it does regenerate.
Yes.
However, it seems to use up a lot of energy. And you don't feel tired, but you definitely feel suddenly very hungry. But it's different from the normal type of hunger that you felt.
I'm gonna go get me a chicken.
Okay.
Wow.
So go get me a chicken
All right.
and just see what happens.
All right. So you press your hand to the chicken, and it's almost instinctual. You feel as this energy is drained from it and transferred into you, and the chicken withers in your hands.
I'm hopefully this that's not gonna be a permanent thing because I am not gonna like that.
Yeah, it definitely does not feel good.
Yeah.
Hey, it feels great, right? But like morally, like you just killed this thing in possibly one of the most horrible ways you could, just like draining its very life force out of it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. So I'm going to wait around until midnight.
All right. So yeah, you wait around, and it was actually pretty late at night when you did this shoot yourself in the foot experiment.
Yeah.
Car pulls up.
Yeah.
You see, you see Philip Fairchild step out. You know, lights up a smoke, looks over at you, and he's like, "So, did you get the old man to come along with you?"
Not exactly there, friend. Gonna show him the hand.
He just sort of nods and he says, "So I take it he's dead?"
He is in fact dead.
I either console your loss or congratulate it, whichever you choose.
But if you want to take this from me, you can have it on your hand.
I'll pass on that. Let's get to where we're going first. Get in.
Yeah, I'm not going to North Brother Island there, friend.
Well, then I guess you're not getting your end of the deal.
And what is it? What was I missing?
The medium.
What's the medium?
He shrugs. I'm just the guy driving you there.
Am I allowed to leave North Brother Island once I go?
As far as I know, yeah.
You
are acting in the stead of Leviticus. Leviticus was, shall we say, colleague.
I fucking knew it.
He didn't. He wasn't a member, but he was respected.
And do you think they can get this out of me?
Probably. Big enough knife, just take the hand off.
I don't think it works like that.
He shrugs and he says, "I'm not the scientist type. I am mostly the shooting kind."
Well, do we have to drive to New York, or can we just bloop to a gate?
If we have one nearby, yeah.
I know there's one in Nashville.
Then we can go to Nashville and then go from there.
Okay, then let's go.
I don't think, as you're getting into the car, it's like, I don't think Leviticus knew about the gates.
Well, I do. We do not have to drive to New York.
All right, so, yeah, you guys go to Nashville.
I think this is the dumbest thing anyone's done.
Willingly go to North Brother Island.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, I got a thing they want. I'm acting as a colleague of the Illuminati. But I think the dumb thing was me fucking taking this fucking necklace. That was the moment it was like, this is stupid.
I wasn't trying to push you toward it. I was like, he's fine. Not going to go with them because...
No, it's fine.
Like, he doesn't know what they'll do.
Either I became more than human, or they can get this thing out of me and I get to walk the fuck out of here.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
So, just skip around a little bit here because it's not as straightforward as just taking a gate into North Brother.
Yeah.
They seem to be a little bit more tight about their security on the Templar.
Yeah.
So, you go to New York. And when in New York, they make contact with the...
Which gate do we take to New York?
Probably one to Grand Central Station.
Oh, cool. So I know of a new gate.
Yeah.
It's
It's not like you already have 3 there.
Yeah.
That is true. You could go through and not through.
Yeah. Now we know a new gate.
Yeah.
I know a new gate. Then you'll know a new gate.
Yeah. So you go into New York. You actually spend a couple of days there waiting for essentially like confirmation that you can come in.
Do me and Fairchild just chat?
Yeah, for the most part. Like he kind of keeps an eye on you, but also like you kind of have a vested interest in not leaving.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell him that I can't get drunk. Be like, dude,
man, that sucks.
This is punishment.
I mean, technically, the entire country also can't get drunk, but that sucks.
Do you not have alcohol?
Oh yeah, I have alcohol.
Yeah. No, I can't get drunk.
Yeah,
no matter how much
I get what
alcohol
you're
I
saying.
yeah, it does not happen for
Just
me.
to comment on the political.
Yeah. It's funny.
So yeah, you guys hang out for a little bit of the time. You're kind of left to your own devices for the most part. This is just full disclosure, me trying to get you up into the timeline
Dude,
so that things make sense.
Speed fucking read. Can I pick that skill up?
I
have nothing except a few days to just read.
Okay, yeah. So you're reading, and you do notice like you do seem to be kind of like picking it up a little bit faster. Reading a little faster than you were before.
Yeah.
So
I'm not trying to like read a whole novel in like 2 hours thing. Just like,
yeah.
Can I double my speed?
It's getting there. It's getting there, and you feel sharper. And there's also that whole thing where it's like, you don't need to sleep anymore.
Yeah.
You can do kind of like a hibernation type thing. This is very much. I know it's like very much almost a vampirism.
Yeah. I don't want this power though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get rid of it.
Me.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of this.
Yeah. Of course, you don't know if you can get rid of it.
Yeah.
And
I can't. Fuck.
I'm not gonna unceremoniously kill off your character without like telling you, yo, this is the stakes.
Yeah.
So,
I'll just
here's the stakes.
I'll just fucking keep it, I guess. Be like, nah,
stakes.
dog. You know what? Keep whatever the medium is. I'm going home. But yeah, I'll wait. I'll hang out.
Right.
Get to be able to read faster. If anything, I picked up a new skill.
Yeah.
I'm able to read faster.
So you spend a couple of days waiting, and eventually you are allowed to go. You get onto a ferry, cross the river. You find yourself on a somewhat familiar island, and you go down.
Typhoid Mary's still alive?
Yeah, she
Can
is.
I get sick? I have so many questions about this ability that I'm going to immediately give up.
So you go down into the main hospital, and the pathway that you go down is not familiar to you. In fact, essentially, you're taken into the morgue, and while in the morgue, they shut the doors behind you, and it's just people in like doctors' uniforms, and open up several of the like sliding cabinets, right? And
Can I try to remember this for future reference?
go ahead and roll a no check.
I'm good at these. Oh God. Bro. What is that, 15? I'll spend the extra point of luck to make that an extreme.
Okay.
I'll spend the extra point.
Okay. So yeah, you definitely definitely can memorize the sequence of these drawers that you need to pull out in order to open up the secret passage that opens up. Essentially, it's like one section of the drawers that seems to be unused slides open.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a fancy facade.
Yeah.
And there is a long passageway. which I don't know if you've ever seen Stranger Things, but you know that like secret underground Russian base?
Yeah.
Just imagine that. It's basically that.
Yeah.
Right? And much like that, they also have like a little cart that you go onto and trundles along. And eventually, you are taken to a room that is full of people wearing gas masks. Yeah, familiar.
Yep.
They're definitely recognizable. You've seen this, kind of look before.
Yeah. But this
However,
time,
they're not really focusing on you. They're just moving around the base, and you pass through. It's like this central chamber where you see these people moving around. Not all of them have gas masks, but you also would see several civilians. They have like blindfolds on, and you can tell they're civilians just because like they're blindfolded and they're being like moved throughout the base, and you can see they have various stages of the infection. Which, you are next to Philip, so if you wanted to ask him anything or mention anything about that.
what's exactly the medium that I'm picking up?
He chuckles slightly and he says, well, I don't really know why Pemberton wanted her, but you actually know her.
It's Selena, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool!
So, you're led through this area.
Why did Leviticus want him?
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. That's so weird. Anyways.
So, you are led through to a room where you find sort of like a containment room.
Hilariously, I didn't even fucking know that she went missing.
You didn't? You didn't?
No one told me. No one bothered.
It's similar to the ones that you were in originally, but a lot more advanced, a lot more secure.
Yeah.
And also it's very, very cold down here in this section. The door slides open, and he kind of like steps off the cart and says, she's yours, so,
Well,
I don't know what you want with her necessarily. I guess you kind of got
is she
her out of
blindfolded?
here. She is in the back of the room, looking terrified. She's not blindfolded, and she looks up. She's like, Benny?
I'm gonna just put up a finger.
Yeah.
Yes, I have your amulet. Kind of lift up my hand, but it is kind of attached to me.
You're saying that because the only 3 people that are currently in this hallway are you,
Selena,
and Philip. So, he already knows that.
Okay.
So
I'm not making a trade with anyone?
You are. They just haven't taken it from you yet.
Okay. Be like, so it's just us.
Yeah.
Well, hello there, Selena.
What are you doing here? She stands up and starts moving towards you quickly.
Apparently coming to rescue you, even though I did not know that you needed rescuing.
She looks a little confused, and says, I got taken a couple of weeks ago. I don't know.
Well, apparently my dad wanted you as the medium.
Medium? He wanted me to use my power?
She can... What is your power exactly?
I can talk to the dead.
He wanted to talk to Mom. And you can talk to him.
Lately it's gotten a little different, but yeah.
What do you mean by different?
Stronger.
Such as?
Might be easier if I show you. I can't do it here though. It's too cold.
Okay, well, later when we get out, we can do all of that. What? Am I missing something?
You can go ahead and talk out of character. You guys can discuss and
You're about to rescue Selena, and Parker and Melvin are about to fucking go to North Brother Island to try and save Selena, who won't be there.
well, you guys are following Echo, who has her scent. So
Oh, okay.
Rescued.
I was like, fuck.
But
I was like, we're gonna have to break out
Well-
ourselves.
we'll go and just we're ready to make the switch now. Philip, Fairchild, which one do you prefer?
Just calm down.
Fairchild.
Fairchild it is. Well, I am ready to make the switch. I hope that once this switch is over, me and my medium friend here are allowed to leave.
Yeah, we aren't going to, silence you or anything like that.
Cool. And you're not going to turn around and kidnap me later.
I can't promise you.
What an attempt at a joke.
Are you joking or...
I'm being dead serious. If I'm ordered to capture you, I will, but right now you're fine.
You are not a fun person to hang out with.
I'm sorry you feel that way. I would say we could go and have drinks sometime, but I don't think it would be as fulfilling for you as it would be for me.
Well, if the amulet can go out, I can get drunk. Well, let's go see if I can if I can get this out of me then. Shall we?
All right. So you go once again through these long hallways and are taken to another section of this facility, which seems massive now that you're down here. And you realize one thing, that the little section that you were kept in was so close to the surface and was so distanced from all of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if you were set free.
We were small potatoes. Cool.
Because you're down here and you realize there are hundreds, if not thousands, of these people in these gas mask containment.
Yeah.
They have forces that
Yeah.
are staggering, to say the least. And the idea that you just got away and you've just been free, even though one of their agents straight up knows your name and just yo, this is you.
Yeah.
The idea that you're just
I think Dr. Gray let us out. I think Dr. Gray is in on it. And I think that I just broke that case.
For what reason, you don't know.
Yeah, I think I just straight up broke that case. But I think Dr. Gray just let us out. I don't think he jailbroke us.
So you are taken to kind of a lab facility, which looks, once again, like it's more advanced. There are things in here that you don't recognize. Medical equipment that seems so advanced that it must be sci-fi.
So it's like the 50s and 60s, just so I can better picture it in my head.
You can better picture it. Imagine a mixture of alien technology and technology that would be almost modern.
Oh, God. The Illuminati, man, they're serious.
Yeah.
So
the Templar being like, yo, let's not go there.
let's not go there. I guess I'm just looking for the person that's going to get this out of my fucking hand.
He takes you to this lab area, and they have you lay down on a table.
But, before we're allowed to leave after this, correct?
The doctor kind of looks over at Philip, who nods his head and says, "Yes, of course."
Is he lying?
Roll a. I guess so.
Yeah, you make it.
If you survive.
It's a hard.
Okay. Yeah, as far as you can tell, the doctor is getting his cues from Philip, who, as far as you know, is telling you the truth that you can leave.
Okay. Dope. I'll take it. I'll take it and run. And this isn't going to kill me.
The doctor kind of like looks down at your hand, right? Then says, I would give it let's say that this is a 50-50.
Cool.
So, out of game terms, well, really quickly before we get there, he looks down at your hand and he says, I could remove it, although we don't really want to take it. We don't have any use for it. We more wanted to document it.
Well, you can put it on someone and document it.
It's a risky procedure. So if you want to keep it, you can. You'll have to stay here for a week or two. We'll document it, and we'll keep tabs on you and make sure you don't get out of hand.
I would much rather this not be attached to me, if that's okay.
Well, removing it could kill you.
And you say it's a 50-50 chance?
So, now, back to game terms, you'll roll a Constitution.
Which is 50-50. Okay, I'm gonna pause it.
Okay. So yeah, you know the risks. You can either have it removed or they can study it.
Try to have it removed.
Okay, roll a Constitution saving throw. As he says, all right, that's your choice. Well, I guess I'll either see you on the other side or see you in the morgue. And he pushes a needle into the side of your hand, and everything goes dark.
Hard success!
You wake up. You're not sure how much longer. Your mouth is very, very dry. There is a throbbing pain in your hand. You look over to your hand and you see there's a hole in the center of it. You can see through your hand.
Ah!
However, you can move the fingers, and it's almost as if there's some residual magic there. You'll probably have to wear a glove, but
I'm just gonna put my other finger through the hole, and
yeah, and it's about like 2 fingers size ish.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What happened?
He says, you survived. It went really well. We got the artifact. Didn't get it stuck on anybody else.
And I'm free to go, right?
No, I'm afraid we're gonna have to put you down. I'm kidding. You're good to go.
I like this doctor.
Do you happen to have just like a glove I can wear?
I have some latex gloves.
That'll work for now. I'm just
go back to normal?
I'm
Is
going
he forever gonna have a hole in his hand?
Pretty much.
I guess I'm gonna put
Called
this
Cthulhu with those permanent consequences.
I'm gonna put the fucking latex glove on and just poke through the hole and go. Oh.
Hey, you can do some awesome magic tricks now.
This is true.
Just so you know, because you did get a hard success, you do have this permanent mark from coming into contact with this deeply cursed object. Very, very cursed. So you do have a permanent mark. However, it doesn't impact your dexterity. I'd actually say it's probably going to give you a bonus on sleight of hand checks when you use it.
Dope.
So we'll say that using sleight of hand checks, when you kind of take that into a factor, you don't already have a bonus dice on. Okay, so yeah.
It's just fucking hot as hell.
Yeah, it's just started.
Yeah, so yeah, you also you now roll a bonus dice on sleight of hands if you're using that.
Dope.
And just remind me, hey, I have this thing. If I'm using it for a sleight of hand, then you have to kind of justify it though. It might be hard to justify picking someone's pocket with a hole in your hand. Yeah. But magic tricks 100%.
Yeah. But I'm going to just leave.
Okay.
Me and Selena, we're going to just walk out the door
Okay.
if they let us.
Yeah, so you are escorted out, and they do, they actually discuss, like, do we blindfold them? And they have this quick discussion. And one of them's like, sorry about this lady, and then blindfolds Selena. And it kind of like looks over you and is like, you've already seen.
We've
Apparently,
kidnapped
you're in
you
the
once
know.
before.
He just kind of like looks at you and smirks a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't know where Philip is. This is just like some
It's
masked goons.
It's fine.
They take you back out. You are out on the North Brother Island. Wait for ferry and sail to the other side.
I guess we're going to go to Grand Central Station.
Okay. Well, as you get to the other side, as you disembark from the ferry, a large dog comes bounding towards you, barking furiously.
Oh, I can see him now.
Yeah.
Is,
Of course, you have no idea. Like, this is a giant ass dog running towards you, barking.
Calm down, dog. Good dog.
You see Benny stepping off the boat from North Brother Island.
I just imagine him and Melvin arguing. It's like, we can't fucking go to North Brother Island. And then we just look over, and it's Benny.
Yeah.
And Selena.
Selena.
Yeah, we hear Echo go, well, there's your girl.
He looks over, just looks shocked, kind of floored really, and then runs over to her, and he's like, I thought you were dead. I thought you're still okay. And she just like, yeah, I'm fine.
So casual about it.
Yeah, she looks maybe a little bit,
Kind of in shock, I guess.
little in shock, little upset. But she also doesn't seem like nearly as affectionate towards Melvin as he does towards her. You catch that one just at a glance.
That's a
Not-
big yeah.
He goes in for a hug. She just kind of like. Yeah.
So
miss
not
you
to
too,
interrupt what I can only assume is a
Rest in peace, my boy.
loving reunion,
Parker gives him the nod.
but I have a favor to ask Selena, and I think it's only fair that she obliges.
Melvin, kind of like getting protective. It's like, yeah, she doesn't have to do anything that she doesn't want to, but just like looking at you. And then Selena's like, it's okay, it's fine. Yeah, I definitely owe you one, big time.
Cool. Well, we're going to make a quick trip to Knoxville, if that's okay.
A quick trip? We're in New York. That's
You've missed out on a lot. We're very, very cool and strong now.
Very cool.
all right. So you guys
We shall.
go along.
Yeah.
Follow me to Grand Central Station.
Maybe.
Whoa. So you go to Grand Central. You go down into the gate, which, by the way, just for flavor and description, the gate in Grand Central is like an unused. Well, no, it's not a subway. It's is there subways in Grand Central? I actually don't know that.
It's a subway station.
I thought
Well, it's a train
I thought it was a train
Yeah, I
station.
thought there were subways in there too.
Yeah, I thought there were too.
I don't know.
I imagine there are.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like an unused
The,
subway rail.
the world is slightly different.
Yeah. That's true. The world is slightly different. So, yeah, you go down to like an unused subway rail, and that's where the gate is. And it's a pretty long trek to get there.
Yeah.
But once you get into it, you go to Knoxville pretty quickly. You actually end up in your estate because it's the only gate there.
Yeah, because it's the fucking study.
Yeah.
When you step out of the closet.
You step out of the closet.
Again.
Aaron, Shay, Mr. Wright, I'm back.
So
I brought friends.
You've been gone for about 2 or 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
And at this point, we're bringing things back into, like, this is normal time.
Yeah.
Like, Parker, you are delighted to see Darlene as everyone gathers up towards the study. So, how does Darlene react to seeing Parker after all this time?
Initially, there's a look of upset.
Okay.
And then delight.
Okay.
I'm going to go find a glove for my hand.
Okay. So, actually, when you get back up, Erin would throw her arms around you. Just like quick hug. And, steps back, kind of like holding her hands on your shoulders and just says, I'm so glad you're still alive.
Yes, alive and well, like, pull off the latex glove. There was a cost, though.
That's disturbing. Can you still move your fingers?
Just kind of,
That is really weird.
just like put a
I
finger.
don't like that. Don't do that, please.
Well,
Says, hey lady, remember that charm check?
I have to go get a glove, and then I'm going to go drink, because I can get drunk again.
So they got rid of it.
Yes.
And what was it you got in return?
Just point at Selena.
Selena just kind of like waves. Melvin's like, what the fuck? We were in Grand Central, and then we were in a... Blood running down his nose.
Parker just kind of claps on the back. Welcome to the club, kiddo.
What do you guys do, like, daily?
Oh yeah, all the time.
What the fuck?
Mr. Wright.
Sad. Like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm gonna go like get a glove and then go to Mr. Wright. Tell him, hey, we've got some guests. Do you mind getting the good alcohol?
Of course.
Perhaps some coffee.
So, you catch up. What all are you going to do? Like, are you gonna?
Has the plantation started to get good?
I mean, it's definitely hard to tell. You guys aren't even really growing anything at the moment, but it should, by all accounts.
I'm going to mention that to
Mr. Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, well, right now it would be very hard to tell as we're not currently growing anything. It's out of season, but I don't know why I'm doing this accent.
All right, Dr. Gray.
It's been a long day. It's fine.
He's had what, 5 accents?
Yeah.
Look at my hand, Mr. Wright. It's been a long day.
It's very hard to tell right now. We're not really growing anything. It's out of season, but I believe, just the feeling in my bones, I think that we are going to be fine.
You don't like bone feelings.
Great.
I haven't felt this good in years.
Glad to know that in the first 2 months that I've taken over that we're off to a good start.
Well, we'll see how it goes. God damn it. Accent! Yeah, we'll see how it goes. If things are still going poorly, I would still consider investing elsewhere, selling off parcels of land. Even without bad soil, this is definitely not an easy place to keep profitable.
Well, we'll work on it.
All right. So, I imagine Darlene and Parker catch up. Darlene, unless Parker does his very best to avoid her,
Not quite. He lets her approach him. He's just not being very talkative.
So we'll let them do whatever they do.
Yeah.
We should get Bowen on the action.
We should.
Next
But
episode.
Gage left.
Yeah, next episode.
Yeah, Gage left. Otherwise, I would have brought him along.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll contact Bo and Izzy at the estate and let them know, hey, it's time to...
Yeah, we're getting the crew back together. So, a few questions for you. Are you gonna kind of like fill everybody in on what's happened?
Yes, over drinks.
Over drinks.
Yeah.
All right.
Just fill them in.
We'll say for now, and we'll just say that Bo is caught up to speed later at the start of the next session.
Mm-hmm.
Parker, how much are you willing to share of what you've learned? Because you have learned
A lot.
some things.
I guess he should probably catch Benny up to speed on the whole Dr. Gray and Annabeth thing.
Okay.
So he is going to be honest with that. Tell him about how the whole Annabeth situation started.
Oh, dude, my sanity is still fucking 19.
It is.
Does life-affirming events help that?
Actually, yeah, I'll say that you get some sanity back having done all of this crazy stuff, and like it went well, and you kind of got some closure to a lot of things.
And I did it.
Yeah.
Single-handedly.
And also there is, I will mention that you do still have Selena who, you said owes you a favor.
Yeah.
I don't know if you possibly wanted to use that to use her psychic abilities.
We'll deal with that next time.
Okay.
Next time.
Right.
We'll get sanity back?
I think, you're not going to have to roll to get your sanity back. You're going to get back a 1d10. Plus 1.
It's not a lot.
It's
something.
It's something.
6.
51.
51, no. So, still low as fuck. Do I get cool Cthulhu points for knowing shit now?
I think you probably do. I'm going to say that you get 5 Cthulhu mythos from just all of that.
Dope. Nice. Why the fuck did I ask? Where's Cthulhu Mythos? Oh, it's 30 now.
Would Darlene notice the scars missing? Like, is that something that...
Does Parker bring it up?
Mm-mm.
No? Then Darlene does not mention it.
Okay. I was trying to say, is that something that she would have noticed with the whole... Because...
Oh boy, that's a whole kettle of fish that we have to get into.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Do it next time.
Are we ending it?
Next time!
Okay.
Hello there, friends. It's Benedict Pemberton. Hope you liked the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for future content. And I hope to see you soon.